can see and hear you. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Known Realms Tolesh. Before we dive into today's session, let's go ahead and introduce our cast and crew, starting with Angie.
Hi, everybody. My name is Angie, they, them pronouns. I play Zia Marino, he, they pronouns. You can find me online at Agonethetic, any place that matters. You can also check out my website, agonethetic.com. Tomorrow, Monday, February 3rd, I was looking at the tomorrow, February 3rd, I will be over on Just a Human's channel doing our second season of One Piece Sagas, our One Piece game. It'll be through the month of February, so come check us out every Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then on Friday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, come check me out over on Bad House RPG they're celebrating their 2-year anniversary, and they're doing grindhouse style one-shots. For me, I will be playing with Candela Obscura group, the Circle of Seekers and Sinners. And yeah, we'll be doing a fun little one-shot. It's being GM'd by Dan Pixel, who I adore. And yeah. And then the Saturday, that Saturday after Candle Obscure, come check us out for episode 5 of God Killer Sinner Sacrifice.
A lot of sinning happening.
I know. Sinning.
I know.
You gotta type, Angie.
Sinning back to back.
We co-sign sinning. Thank you, Angie. Lou. I think you're muted, babes.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you were just weren't picking up. No, I'm not.
No. I'm Lou. I play Dolores. Both use she, her pronouns, and you can find me at Luzelia_art on anywhere that matters. Stealing Angie's bit.
Thank you very much. David.
Ayo, my name is David. I play Whistle. Both he, him pronouns, and you can catch me here as Whistle. You can also catch me here on Tales Archived and some other projects. Right?
Yeah.
And you can catch me over at Stealthy Elf Productions, where I am a game master of some Pathfinder 2nd Edition games, and I play in our Terra Mafia home game developed by Legacy Stratus, one of my players. Yeah, check us out.
And guys, extra round of applause for David, as he is the one who lifted the torch to do our recap this week. Thank you, sir. Here's your free inspiration point, yoink. Sorry, I always do that. I always get it in the eye. And last but certainly not least, Button.
Oh no. Hello, I'm Button. My pronouns are they, them. I'm Bluebluebutton on social media. I play Echinacea Belrose in this campaign, and catch me in something upcoming on this channel shortly. When I'm not here, you can find me over on Stealthy Elf Productions in 2 campaigns, New World Rebellion and Unearthed Inheritance. And check out on Numinous Productions, A Haunting Beloved. We just got nominated for Best Actual Play Video for Cusco's Webfest, and I'm very excited about it.
That's awesome.
Well deserved. Thank you, everybody. Hi, my name is Alec. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me all places on the internet at Tales Archived. I'm the Archivist here for Known Realms Tolesh. When I'm not here, you can find me over at Stealthy Elf Productions as the Jotun Blood Fighter, Finn Reese, in Years of Hysteria, Unearthed Inheritance, and in New World Rebellion as Nrim, Voice in the Walls. And tomorrow as well, I won't be in it, but I will actually be co-producing something with our friends over at Starcrawl, The Hill We Meet Upon, which is a charity wander home game. I will be running tech and offering my services to raise money for some great causes. It's going to be running from February 3rd to March 10th. Starting at 6:30 p.m. EST. So yeah, go check it out, and it'll be fun. All right, without any further ado, David, or should I say Whistle, it's time for our recap.
Ha. All right. Okay. Gonna set the scene first. Whistle is naked. Mostly. He has his black feather cloak tied loosely around his waist. But beyond that, he is naked as he's walking through his room in the humble abode. And he is making his way over to a desk. At the desk, he pulls out a small little iron box. It is got no hinges, it's got no clasps, it's got no seemable opening, but it rattles as though there's something inside of it. He sets the box down, and he speaks in Orthran, and it kind of peels back to reveal a little journal, a book, resting on a bed of nails. He pulls the journal out, lays it down on the table, looks over to the box and pulls out carefully 3 iron nails. So this is something he started doing. This is a little retroactive whistle activity that he's been doing in his downtime. Is since the time that the Fated slew the village, he has been keeping a journal. And I know how that sentence sounds, and I left it like that intentionally. So, Whistle opens the journal. There's a lot of entries. It's pretty much the entire chronicle of his adventures with the Fated, or since Nikolai. He speaks to the collection of nails in his hand and creates an iron pen. Then he sets it just above the journal, and he begins to whisper the events, and as he does so, the pen, just the nib of it, liquefies and seeps into the page and slowly consumes the pen. So for this entry, he says,
"We encountered Guide in Westgate, a large district within Okes. He had begun the largest in his series of assaults on the impoverished community, but he didn't know the Fated were already en route. So, despite the late morning ambush, the creation of corrupted Alloyborn, and holding hostages, we managed to stop him. Once confronted, it became apparent that abuse and trauma he suffered as an Alloyborn was exploited by the Blade Brother in order to change him and tinge his soul. We sought answers, Guide sought answers, and rather than delivering peace, the Blade Brother twisted his pain into a weapon. In the end, we spared him. It's obvious the Guide isn't broken. Ironically, he's lost, and the Fated offered him a chance to move forward again and seek atonement for those he hurt. Though the fight for his dignity and that of all Alborns remains, at least we'll start with one and let that guide us. So, with Guide in our custody, we delved into the Undercity to deliver him to Muse. Muse was appreciative, and sparing Guide seemed to increase our standing with the Keeper of the Ironclad. Guide confirmed that Lord Tarvish is one of the Blade Brothers' victims, and that there may be another within the city in Nukes. Muse has agreed to keep what passes for an ear of an Alloyborn to the ground. Our victory over Guide has had a very positive effect on Nikolai. His soul seems to be able to manifest now, and it confirms that the Maiden of Blades' instructions is true. Overcoming the Blade Brothers tinged seems to restore him. It seems to aid all of the Alloyborn in the process. I'm hesitant to fight in any more wars, but if it helps Nick, then at least I'm fortunate that at least the skills required are skills that I have. Echinacea and Zio say that their revolution is the right thing to do, and in the end, that's all I need to find my peace. As of right now, the Blade Brothers' intentions for the Alloyborn remain speculation. But it doesn't matter. Once he set his tinge to Nick's soul, everything else became irrelevant. After this, we all set about our own business for the afternoon. And since I can't help but attempt to anticipate where everyone is at any given time,
He stops and goes into like a Sherlock Holmes sort of like mapping of Ulkes from maps that he's seen.
Echinacea had a meeting to keep at the library, and Dolores agreed to escort them. Dolores also agreed to check in at the harbor regarding some ideas for the vessel I had commissioned. I'm hoping that her interest in our business means she's considering staying on permanently. Knowing how efficient the doctor is, I'd estimate that they settled their task before Dolores is 10 feet out of the door. They'd likely join them on the mission to the docks. Meanwhile, Zio returned to the abode with myself and Nikolai. After that, well, if they're not with Aya, then they could be in the wind. Potentially, even with the wind. That would mean Helitis. What news an entity like Helitis could bring, I cannot guess. Or maybe I'm just unfocused at the moment. Nick and I have been exploring the limits of his boreal features while we have the chance.
So at this point, Whistle gets up. He'll untie the cloak. And as he's walking over to Nikolai, he'll say,
Now let's see if you can bounce on it crazy style.
Oh God, you're getting an extra one anyway, just for the scene setting. You're actually gonna have a full.
Earned it.
You're gonna have a full 3 stack of inspiration to start the session off with.
David did work.
For writing
So
the
proud
recap,
of you.
for that incredible scene setting, and then for going back to a tech check bit of Whistle saying bouncing on a crazy style. Oh man, well deserved 3 stack. If I
didn't want to spoil it, Angie.
Oh,
I'm so
Oh,
delighted. I'm so
fuck.
sorry I screamed into the mic.
wow. All right, and with that, guys, we'll see you next week. I don't think we can top any of that
Mm-mm.
in the way that. Never mind. Okay, so we're gonna. We are gonna pick up with Zio as you sit atop Helitis and you're sort of flying throughout the city. At this point, you're looking for Vidal. I remember you said that you had cast Detect or Locate Objects.
First thing, I want to go back to sending. Ascending.
Yes.
So just sends ascending over to. I mean, I could potentially send it to Vidal
if you want to.
Yeah. Okay. They haven't heard anything from Isandro.
No, he wasn't at the humble abode when you got there. You did find a note that just said he was going to go toward the center district to look.
Yes.
So you have a general idea of where he is.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be.
I will rather than send that to Isandro. I think Zio will fly with Helitis and meet Isandro, and then once they meet. Just because, if it's okay.
Yeah, that's totally fine. That's totally fine.
Okay.
But yes, you're still with Helitis at this point, on your way to Isandro. Then, as Helitis just sort of, I did get caught up in the world, and I apologize for my extended journey.
That's okay. I'm happy to see that you're taking the time for yourself.
I would like to say that I learned it all from watching you. All of you. That night in Iothalor, when the city was won, when we all sat and had done our planning, and then we danced. I haven't lived like that in a long time.
We've been doing a lot of dancing recently. You missed some last night.
Yes, but I've done so much flying in that time.
Yeah. There's a lot of questions I want to ask you, but I don't think right now it's the time. And I'm kind of concerned about this thing that you told me with Vidal, but I don't want to I don't want to step on Isandro's toes, so let's find him.
That.
And if it's okay, we can just cut to.
Yeah, let's say
Finding
you
us on
guys you fly around and you actually find yourselves not too far off from the bakery that you all chatted with Vincent Scandalor. Jesus, no, Victor Morisov. Sorry. So you guys
Lord
haven't
drop.
talked to you guys haven't talked to the king.
The wallflower?
The wallflower.
Yeah.
I
And,
think
you just see him kind of like looking around, like not in like a panicked way or anything. He seems to be quite calm, but
yeah. And then they essentially like land. I'm sure people around are just like, oh, but I mean, this is kind of a it's pretty standard to see people flying, right?
It's yes and no. I think this is where we see a bit of a distinction between a place like Tolesh and a place like Drukamesh. A lot of people who are flying here have mechanical apparatus that allow them to do so. You recall seeing Declan use his modified boots of flying to fly. Like, there's a trail of logic that a lot of people follow, like, they have this device, they can fly now. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And like, while innate flight is not uncommon, you see a lot more people just kind of flying around in a place like Iothalor, let's say, right?
Yeah.
Lucian's a bat, dude. Echinacea's got wings. You can fly. Lazuli is a fairy and she could fly. You know, like there's a lot of... It's a bit more normalized so that you do get more looks than you're used to, but it's not like a, oh my God, threat. It's like a, oh, that's curious.
Not like a Narfolk.
You're going to get a ticket for reckless flying.
Reckless flying.
Great.
Okay, yeah, so Zio essentially like skids by Isandro, kind of like taking a step, and it's that sort of like when you're stepping off of a walkway, like a moving walkway or an escalator, and that they're too their mind doesn't catch up, and so they're like, and it's not usual for Zio to kind of tumble, but they do, and they're like, hi, hello.
Are you all right? Thank you for meeting me.
Halida said that you can't find the doll.
No, I can't. We were supposed to meet here about an hour ago. I've only met with him twice, so I'm not worried about any sort of commitment. I don't really know the man. But I do worry about if something happened.
Mm-hmm.
I had attempted ascending, and I received nothing.
Oh, so you tried it already also?
I did.
Okay.
Maybe he just forgot.
I don't want to step on your toes and take charge of something that you don't want to pursue, but I can see about seeing if we can find him if you want.
I would love nothing more than your help.
Okay.
If you don't have anything pressing today and you can allocate the time to me, then I would greatly appreciate a hand.
I was coming back to come meet with you for the training. I wanted to watch you and Vidal a little bit more. But yeah, I can see if we can find him. And then Zio's going to pull up. Give me one moment.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. And Isandro does say, well, and even if we don't find Vidal, you and I can still train for a bit if you'd like.
Yeah, of course.
And if that's the case, then I want you to lead a lesson.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So if that's the case, you want me to lead the lesson for Vidal, or for
me?
For you?
Yes.
I see. Are you sure?
I am.
Okay. Whew.
You
Like
can
shakes.
Say, you can say no if you'd like.
No. Well, no, not no.
I understand.
Yes, no.
He laughs and just kisses you on the cheek. I understand. Yeah.
Okay. And kind of blush, kind of like the Ghibli sort of like. And they are going to cast locate object. They're going to focus on one of Vidal's sashes from the Scorched Isles.
Yep.
And it is up to 10 minutes, and it's 1,000 feet. So I think what Zio wants to do is sort of fly for the period of time, if possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Around as much as he can.
You cast locate object, and that same sort of like wispy wind halo that is wrapped around your head before as you've cast the spell sort of takes forms above you, and you fly around of your own volition and with Helitis for some of it. You do not get a ping.
Nothing. Okay.
Which is curious.
I think after flying, and again, Zio, I think this is mostly built. Their level of stress is mostly built off of the past few months and just the overall general anxiety that comes with overarching threats that they typically have to handle. So after the spell finishes, there's this moment where Zio is flying and they physically become a little bit more slower in their flight. They do more of a kind of coasting through the air.
Mm-hmm.
And they think to themselves, maybe I'm just overthinking it. And maybe this isn't something to worry about. And so Zio forces all of that back down, that kind of anxiety. And yeah, they'll return back to Isandro.
Any luck? David just kicked his whole fucking setup, dude.
What?
David's whole camera went.
Oh.
He kicked his fucking desk. Oh, fuck.
It's bouncing on a crazy style.
Crazy style, dude. But you return.
First person view.
First person view. That's crazy. Oh, God.
Give me a minute.
You're fine.
Okay, I'm back.
I returned.
I returned. No. Tried to focus on one of the pieces of his clothing, and I didn't see anything. Didn't feel anything. I don't think he's in the city, or there is an entire underground. We don't know about that.
That's true. Well, how about for the meantime, you and I get a late lunch, and you can update me on what happened in Westgate.
Oh, yeah. I can tell you all about it. Things are good. Kind of crazy, but things are good.
So the normal. The usual.
The normal, yes.
Yes.
There's also...
Oh, go ahead.
I think we are meeting back up in Westgate later today at the Rook's Rest.
Could I accompany you?
Of course.
Wonderful.
There's something that I owe Antico, which you haven't met, but he was one of the ones that tried to kill us during the... Well, was he the one that killed me? Was he the one that killed me?
Oh, yes.
Zio's literally like standing right there, like thinking about it. It was him.
Antigo was the one that killed you, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, he also was the one that killed me during the fight. But he's fine. He's good.
You just see the eyes close and like a deep breath. Just...
Maybe I shouldn't have told you that, but at the same time, I also don't want to keep things from
I
you.
appreciate that you did. And he'll sort of loop your arm around his. You can tell he's like squeezing pretty hard.
Yeah. Like, ow.
Lunch. Sorry. And he'll start. You guys will begin walking
With Helitis.
With
Helitis in tow.
He's kind of giggling at the whole exchange, but yeah, okay. You guys head to lunch. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Whistle, my boy. It's been bounced on crazy style. What are you doing?
What happens at third level of exhaustion? I'm just messing.
Damn.
Okay. I think after some experimentation and everything, Whistle will get dressed, and I think himself and Nikolai will head out and look to probably regroup with the party.
Okay.
But as they're going out, Whistle, after learning that there may be another tinge of the Blade Brothers, folks just kind of wandering here in the city, Whistle is going to, while making his way over to, I think he'll go to the docks. I think that's what he's kind of worked out. People may go at if you guys are cool with some metagaming.
Yeah. I mean, that's metagaming that's based off of like character intent. Like if Whistle's going to go to the docks, I don't see that really as metagaming.
Okay.
Dolores also told Whistle that that's where she was going.
So.
Yeah. So if I think Whistle will head over there, but
Okay.
while he's going, keeping all eyes and ears out for any sort of mention of anything possibly Blade Brother related.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception check as you kind of move through the city. Perception is a skill you have on Nikolai, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I was going to say, though, can I appeal for investigation?
You can. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're sussing out the information. I think that's more than fair.
Sweet. That's a much better modifier.
That makes sense.
14 plus 11 for 25.
25. Okay. As you're moving through the city, we're like...
Oh, no. Guys.
Alec.
Ah! I think he's back.
Hello?
You're back.
I don't know why this happens. I don't know why. My internet's good. My internet's stable.
Soundsfield's feeling it.
Is it struggling?
We're getting the urgent little icon, but it looks like the stream's holding.
Huh. Wild. Okay. Sorry about that.
Excuse me.
Huh?
The dogs are barking.
Oh. Put some shoes on. Sorry. It's about mid-afternoon. So you have people kind of moving about the city at a reasonable pace. There are a lot of people conversating. You see people kind of on their breaks from their jobs, sort of talking, and you're able to hear a few things of note that stick out to you. I'm dumb. I didn't open up Roll 20. Listen, we all make mistakes. You know what I mean?
I'm really struggling to get
You're so blurry.
Yeah, focus on that right now. Focus on it. Get it?
Bounce on it crazy style. See if it'll focus.
The camera?
Fuck that camera,
Hey.
David.
People get banned.
No,
I don't know. I genuinely, if I bounce up and down, my camera will focus on me.
That's wild. Okay. You you're particularly walking through the Airlon Theater District. And so you hear a lot of creatives kind of talking. It looks like some people are sort of preparing for a stage play production. You see a lot of people on the outside like building sets. You see people prepping costumes, and two of the costumers are talking, and they're specifically talking about one of the Taylor automatons kind of going rogue and destroying 5 or 6 of the like highest quality costumes, things that took like. Who wrote High Chat? Who did that? Who wrote High Chat on the map?
You didn't move us over to the thing. You noticed?
That means it's been there for how long?
You finally noticed?
Who wrote hi chat? That's crazy. Anyway.
I tried to get the font to match.
Dude, it threw me. I was like, hi chat. Wait a fucking minute. Where's hi chat? But yes,
Yes.
You hear these, and this is particularly the Erlin Theater. Give me a quick history check.
Okay. Oh, another 14. But history is another 11, so another 25.
Okay, you know that the Erlin Theater is named after Erlin, oh my god, Scandalore, the wife of the first king of Drukamesh, who sailed over from Tolesh and settled on this continent, which was fully wildlands at that point, declared these city-states, and was actually one of the Fate Touched who fought Tiamat.
Okay.
So there's a lot of history here, but yeah, that's the biggest thing. You hear this theater troupe just sort of whispering about like, oh God, what if it comes back? Like, what if is our entire production going to be soiled? Like, you hear that's the biggest one that sticks out to you.
I think Whistle hearing that and not being in any sort of urgent rush at the moment is going to stop and just listen in on this group for a while and see if there's anyone who seems like particularly bothered or maybe informed on the subject. As soon as that person ends up, maybe alone or something, going in.
Yeah, you kind of wait and you see this this human man looks to be a singer, just sort of leaning across. He's wearing this like this purple and blue getup, a very poofy shoulders, very very high boots. He kind of looks like a more flamboyant Lucian, which is kind of a crazy thing to say. But his hair is a bit more curly and like coiffed upward. And he just, what if she comes back? We'll take care of her. We don't have time to have the show be squandered by such a broken machine of her make.
Noted. Whistle.
And
yeah, is he? Who is the person he's talking to? How do they seem?
She
Are they more
seems
sympathetic? Or...
yeah, she's like listening to him talk. This is a dwarven individual. She has this very like stringy white hair that's kind of in these low buns to the side. She's a costumier, so she's got a lot of like twine wrapped around her. She's got these big gloves, so she's not pricking her fingers. She's kind of fully decked out here, and she's just kind of nodding and like she wants this guy to get the fuck away from her. But she's like, yes, absolutely, sir. Yes. Thank you. Goodbye. And
yeah, as soon as he leaves, Whistle's gonna go and talk to her.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of make your way up, and you see at this point she's kind of sewing up a dress and just sort of like putting some like really fine detailing on the shoulder piece, like this really beautiful white lace detail that's going down this very striking red dress.
Lovely dress.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Can I help you with anything?
I couldn't help it over here. The loud gentleman.
Yes, loud is his trade. He is supposed to be loud. He's passionate. He's passionate.
Sounds like dangerous business.
I think everyone is high-strung right now. Everyone wants the show to go off without a hitch. And any sort of thing that could throw that into chaos, they are willing to villainize it, whether or not it is actually a villain.
Oh. I'm sorry. My name's Whistle. Nice to meet you.
Sorry, I am Aletha. Eletha.
Well, the event you described. Have you heard of similar events such as the ones in Westgate?
The ones in what? Oh, the attacks. I haven't heard of any attacks in here as that have occurred in Westgate. No, but well, she just left. You don't think it's her, do you?
Well, I don't know who you're referring to, so, but I'd be happy to learn about them. Who are you referring to?
She's like, I seem to have talked myself into a problem. She's like, oh, well, the woman.
Only if you're willing to share. You're not obligated to. We just met.
She kind of looks around. Give me a. You got a 25 on your investigation?
I did.
Okay, gonna honor that. You look closer at Aletha, and you see, sort of tucked underneath an outer sweater. I mean, it's chilly out. You see an ironclad brooch. So it becomes very clear that she has earned the trust of Muse in the ironclad.
Whistle's going to kind of just clock that, kind of nod with a chin, and just say,
I see we have similar muses.
You are clever. It seems we do. I do not wish to speak about this in particularly the theater district. If it's possible to meet tonight, once I'm done, I would like that very much.
Place we can meet.
Oh, good. Where?
quick time check with the players. Guys, did we have anything on the agenda for this evening?
Echinacea also checking on bringing someone to the ironclad to see if his pin is legit. So if you wanted to, like, metagaming pigeon.
Okay.
I think the only other thing was getting and like checking in on Tigo, but we could also just let Antigo know to meet us at the ironclad.
True.
Yeah. So, and
or we still have sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, we're still pretty early in the day, so we could still, like, meet up with Antigo and then do Ironclad tonight.
Exactly. Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Then just Whistle's going to tell her Ironclad tonight, then.
You can very easily see this, like, wash of like, ease sort of come over her, and she just... Yes, Ironclad tonight. I will see you there. Whistle, it was? It is nice to meet you, sir.
What about your loud friend? Do you think he would know anything?
Given the fact he doesn't know anything now, I highly doubt it.
Okay.
But varied perspectives.
If it comes to it. It's nice to meet you, Aletha. Stay safe.
You as well. And you depart to make your way to the docks. And perfect transition point. Echinacea and Dolores. You guys are making your way to the docks. What are we doing? What are we talking about? What are we looking for? What are we up to, guys?
Big stretch.
Looking for Yura.
Looking for Yura. We love Yura. Yura's a pretty cool guy. It's not hard to find Yura. You guys make your way up to the docks. Takes you a little bit of time, but that is okay. You see Yura, the dockmaster, just sort of He's sort of sitting on this stone wall, smoking a cigar and like drinking a very big cup of black coffee. He seems to be on his break because he just... hello, Dolores. And Echinacea, was it?
Yes, hello again.
Hello, pleasure to see you. How are we in the daylight? Have you come asking for more sunlit favors?
Oh. What is that code for something, Dolores?
Usually she asks for the favors at night.
Oh. I like sunlit favors. That's very poetic, Yura.
Thank you, my dear.
Some of the favors indeed.
Oh, it's a euphemism. I understand.
I understand.
Well, we were thinking about finding someone to commission a ship of sorts, but not for the water, for the skies. And
Well,
This has already got the
yeah?
ship commissioned.
oh,
Yeah.
wait, what are we doing?
We're checking to see if the humble abode can be somehow affixed to the vessel or a
Okay.
part of the vessel.
I see. Boop, 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 boop.
Oh. We're looking to commission a ship. Another one? That's crazy.
Wait, so, and we have commissioned the ship through Europe, correct?
Through
someone-
God, what's her name? What's her nuts?
Chorus.
Chorus.
Old
Yes.
Leonin. Oh, thanks, buddy.
The old Leonin lady. But Yura
Is
led
that
you
what
to
this was?
Chorus.
Okay, right.
Yep.
Got it. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Well, Yura, we were thinking about finding Chorus and asking for a bit of an ambitious upgrade.
I don't even think the ship's done yet, and you're asking for ambitious upgrades? Well,
Now's the time to do it, I suppose.
I suppose that's fair. Yura is also on her lunch break, and if you wouldn't mind, please take her this. And you see a very delicately wrapped object in a small little thermos. It's tea and some of her favorite scones.
Right, we'll take them to her. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much.
And Yura, have you heard anything of Warren and Ellis?
Well, the two boys are doing quite well. So well, in fact, that they can't stop arguing with each other, as brothers are known to do. But it means that they're both feeling quite lively, and that's what we enjoy. They're actually working on your ship.
Oh. How convenient. Thank you,
How
Yura.
convenient. You're welcome. Thank you. And you guys know where Chorus's sort of station is out of, so excuse me. Pardon. You make your way over to her, and you do see Chorus, again, that old Leonin woman, kind of dressed in a shawl, looking very grandma, as the ship right here, and she just, oh, hello? Good afternoon.
Afternoon. I believe we have your lunch. Oh gosh, it's getting into Lazuli. I'm getting tired, so I'm becoming baby.
You're like,
And baby,
Excuse me.
2 apples tall.
pardon.
Yeah. Dolores hands Chorus her lunch.
He's very sweet, isn't he?
Yeah.
Takes off the thermos, takes a sip. If you've come for a status check, the ship is looking quite well. It has its bones. It is being built as we speak. Warren and Ellis are working hard, as well as the rest of the crew. Is there anything else I can do for you regarding that? Do you wish to see it?
Yes, please.
As I said, it's just bones. Follow me. You see as she kind of leans under the desk, and you imagine she kind of traces some runes with her fingers as the door behind her just opens as you are led to Chorus's grand workshop. You see one ship that is under construction, just kind of basic repairs, but this is a normal sea vessel. Far off to the end, the third ship in the line, you see the skeletons of a grand metallic vessel. It is fully lined with there are already some runes inscribed on it, but you can see a team of about 100 beginning to piece panels onto it. You can see people just beginning to piece this all together. Floating above it right now is this large green aether core. You see as a few artificers are sitting around working on it, just making sure that you give me Arcana checks.
You got it, dude.
You got it, dude.
Wow, not good. 13.
They're doing magic stuff.
Chorus?
Yes.
The size of that aether core. What is it being used for?
That's going to be your ship's fuel. It is a large ship that will have, given your capabilities, a lot of services to... it will have a lot of capabilities. And so it will need a lot of power. And aether cores are nice because you can continually recharge them with your own magics.
With our own magic?
Yes. It doesn't need to happen often, but you can expend your own spells to charge it in a moment of need. Usually
Interesting.
we recommend maintenance once a year.
And what happens if that isn't done?
You will have no battery for a ship, and it will cease to function.
And how is magic channeled into an aether core?
So there is a device called an aether conflux, where you are able to attach yourself to the conflux and cast magic into it. The spells that you're casting into the conflux will be transmuted into energy that will fuel the aether core. Lou's like,
Okay.
Stop it with the science, dude.
Echinacea is thinking about the aether core within the Scandalore Castle.
Oh, yeah.
And
for
thinking
sure.
about how to break it.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as they hear about the existence of this aether conflux, Echinacea's like, got him. But
Fucking
beyond
idiots.
that, so how much, in terms of, let's say, Mordenkainen's theory of spell slots,
Yes,
how
the
many
levels 1
spell
through 9.
slots yes, how many are currently in there?
How many are currently in there? We are probably looking at... Altogether, it would be a 9th level spell.
A single one or a sustained? What?
A sustained amount. At this point in time, it is a singular 9th level spell. But over the course of time, as the battery is fully charged, we'd probably be looking at 20 9th level spells.
Okay. Thank you. That's a helpful, useful unit of measurement.
Exactly 20 9th level spells.
Dolores rolled a 22, by the way.
Okay.
And not 20, plus 2.
You can...
Big magic.
Magic. With that, you can see, and this sticks out to you too, Lou. Dolores, who are you? Add it to the tally.
Put it
Fuck!
on the tally.
Shit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Who are you? You can see that the artificers here are refining the aether core. They're at this point they are kind of carving out the shape of it so it can fit into the ship, and so that the energy can be properly funneled into it, and they're making it the optimal shape, which at this point is very akin to a diamond. There's a large central point where 2 points meet, and the energy will sort of whir around there and pulse outwards at the 2 longest points, and that will fuel the ship.
As Echinacea is asking all of these questions, can I roll an insight check, or does Dolores know that there's an Aether core inside of the Scandalor castle?
Yeah, everybody knows it. Everybody in the party knows
Okay.
that as of now.
Okay. Then Dolores will also say, now, do these cores always come in one size, or is this a small one, a big one?
This is a relatively large one. It's fueling something large. I think the only one that is of similar size is the one within the Scandalor castle.
Interesting. How much bigger is that than this one?
I don't think it's... I think it's actually a tad bit smaller, but not by much.
Huh. Well, isn't that something?
That is certainly something. A completely unrelated question. If I wanted to draw spell slots out of this Aether core, how would I do that?
Well, you would have to reverse the polarity of the Aether conflux. Therefore, you are pulling energy out of the Aether core instead of pulsing energy into it.
Fascinating. Oh, wonderful. As a caster who intends to utilize this vessel, that is certainly good to know.
Yes. She's got no idea that y'all are planning to overthrow the government.
Yep. And Echinacea will immediately redirect so that we don't stay on this topic now that they know what they want to know.
Mm-hmm. So, the reason we've come today is actually because we are in possession of a Sigrun's humble abode. And Whistle has had the incredible idea, speculation as to, well, would it be possible to incorporate a humble abode into a vessel like this?
She kind of puts a hand on her chin and just sort of like runs through the tuft of fur under her lip, and it would be possible, yes. It's all about placement. Placement is important, as you don't want it to manifest on the deck of a ship when you're in the midst of combat.
Yes.
And the back of the ship is questionable because that is where all of your magical exhaust will be exiting. But you could essentially have them be the sort of buoys on the side if you wanted. We would have to... It's possible. Would take some experimentation, but yes. And they wouldn't serve as buoys. They would look as that. Just to keep balancing and to ensure that you just don't have a house on the top of your ship.
Well, no, so we were... I understand where your mind is, and that's very cool. Whistle is hoping to merge the humble abode with the vessel. Do you know how small a humble abode can get?
An inch?
Oh, yay big.
Yes.
Yes.
An inch cube.
Phew.
Oh.
Phew.
You want a retractable ship?
Yes.
I will need 50,000 more gold pieces for that.
I don't have that. Okay. Good to know.
But that would be possible. That building the ship is one thing, completely artificing it to fold upon the will of its wielders is another thing. It's possible. It is just more time, magic, and money.
Understood.
Now, would all that need to be up front, or can we do that in payments?
She kind of squints at you, Dolores. Well, I know you don't do so well with payments.
She just paid off a sizable... That's...
Were those payments not late? Now, we can do... I can give you the same deal that I gave Whistle, which is half up front and half upon completion. So, and it was 15,000 gold pieces for the ship, and she is asking for another 15,000 gold pieces for the magical alterations. So it would be 30,000 total.
And
Whistle paid...
half, correct?
So he paid 7,500?
Yeah.
Or did he...
Or did you pay
think
the
I
full
told him-
15K?
I think I told her to contact Lucian, maybe?
Oh yeah.
I think it was there was some put it on my tabbing.
Yeah.
But okay, so back in Isle of Lore, how did Lucian?
I wrote it down.
How did Lucian just pay Whistle up front? Did he give him some sort of check? I don't
Speedy
remember.
courier.
Speedy couriered what?
The money.
To Whistle?
Yes. He said,
While
whenever
they were together?
let me know when you need the money and I will speedy courier it to you.
Hmm.
Got it.
He didn't specify an amount, eh? What you're saying?
He didn't say a specific amount. If you guys want to call Lucian and talk about money, you guys can call Lucian and talk about money.
Daddy Lucian.
That's
Daddy,
honestly,
Daddy.
I was looking for the right
Daddy.
GIF in Discord.
Listen, but given what was talked about, it's become clear that Lucian is paid for half of the construction already.
Mhm.
So he's paid that 7,500 or 75,000.
Okay. 100.
100. No, I was right the first time. Doink.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And when would you need to know that we are capable of funding this, and when would you need access to the humble abode?
I would need access to the humble abode immediately if I'm to take it into consideration while the construction process is at its current state before we start putting too much of it
This is
together.
remarkably fast.
Should we just go forgiveness instead of permission and just greenlight it? And
Well,
then
you
afterwards
have
be
to get
"Hey,
the money
Lucian,
from him."
sorry."
I mean, I have the money.
But your money is supposed to be allocated elsewhere.
Being
You're
an
gonna proof
artist
course
is
this
possible,
point
guys.
right to her fucking face, dude. You guys do whatever you want. I'm just saying she's gonna be like, I was correct. You're terrible with money.
You gotta spend money to make money, baby.
Hey,
I love
We're
pyramid
adventurers.
schemes. You gotta spend money to make money, sweetheart.
Dolores, you see Echinacea doing math in their head and looking increasingly downtrodden.
Okay, Nisha, we can make this happen.
This is fucked up.
I can actually not.
I can't.
Actually, I could just do a couple more fights. I could go under disguise. You have one of those funny
What?
hats.
Well, I gave that away, but Dolores, so
I'm itching for a fight, Agonethetic. I could make a few more bucks.
I love this.
of the non-lethal variety,
Who knows?
Dolores.
Uh,
I can't.
Look,
I
can you
cannot.
see what that ship is possible, and if we could put it in our pocket, just for me to do what I do best.
mhm.
But
Just a few nights.
it's not the nights that concern me. It's the lives, Dolores.
You could come there and make sure that nobody dies.
Yes, but some people do not consent to be brought back.
That could be a conversation arranged beforehand. You didn't know.
What is that? So you would only fight people willing to be brought back?
Yes. For you.
That doesn't make me feel better.
I don't actually like that anymore.
Wait, why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Dolores, have you ever died?
Yes? And I'm here now. With that loud ass voice. Ship? No ship. Call your friend who's rich.
Fuck.
I,
Oh my God.
Chorus does say, I do agree with Dolores' last note. Call the friend who's rich. But I would need the humble abode sooner than later, if you could.
Echinacea will pull out the the sigil what Lucian also has?
Yeah. The sending sigil.
Yes.
The
I could not remember. You know when a word leaves your brain? I was trying to summon it back.
Yeah, it doesn't want to come home.
Mm-mm.
It took the kids.
Lucian, I'm in a very odd situation where Whistle wants to do something very cool but very expensive to this vessel that he's commissioned, and someone else wants to do a murder to make the money, and I am feeling a very
Murder.
specific kind of way about it, which is to say bad. How are you doing?
What? You threw an incredible amount at me just now. You understand that, right, good doctor?
I'm so stressed.
Are you... Listen. Breathe with me. In.
I did it.
Out. Not like that. Breathe. Don't choke yourself. Jesus Christ, whoever that is. Okay. So what I'm gathering is you need money. And you don't want this person to kill people to get it.
That is...
But not killed. Permanently.
Is that the person?
Yes. Yes.
Can
This
I
is Dolores.
can I interject?
Dolores,
for
this is
a
Lucian.
Oh, yeah.
I hear you got money.
Okay.
Yes, I am burdened with glorious wealth.
Oh, God.
Oh my.
Well, that is a way to put it, isn't it?
Yes.
Can I help you relieve that burden, sir?
No.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Ma'am, I do not know you. Madam. How much would you need to keep your friend's hand clean from blood?
Problem is the button is bad at math.
It would be so 15 plus
7,500.
Plus another 15.
What?
Oh, I thought they already gave them the first
half of the construction is 15.
Okay.
Mhm.
Incorporating the magic item is another 15. It's 30 altogether. 7,500
But that's been
was
paid.
paid off of that.
Yeah.
7,500. So we need another 7,500
Nope.
for right now. No,
Uh,
for the.
oh yes.
She said half in advance.
We're asking storytellers to
for
do
right
math.
now, yes,
Yeah.
you would need another 7,500. That is correct.
It would be 7,500 gold front, and then another 15 later.
Okay.
Ah!
So
No. Okay.
Take
Okay.
a breath. Take a breath.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I'm doing it wrong.
Yes. You're not wrong. You're just doing it in a way that doesn't help you. You know what I mean? I can send you it.
Are you sure?
Yes. My only ask is that you take actual deep breaths. There you are.
Fuck.
Give me a moment.
Echinacea takes deep breaths and he says, give me a moment, just as they were about to say, I miss you, and they go,
All right. A speedy courier right in front of you.
Oh.
Do you have it?
yes. Oh, thank you. What does Lucian's speedy courier look like?
It is incredibly gothic. It looks almost, and this is purely accidental. It kind of looks like a coffin, but like an old Romanian coffin. So it's kind of like stacked high. It's like this sort of green velvety material on the side with this like gold detailing on the side, and it's got the Whitmore star encrusted on the top of it.
Lucian, this is gorgeous.
It's quite pretty. And open it up and it's shiny.
Oh, They open it up.
You see the gold. You also see raspberry chocolates, the specific kind that you tried with Lucian before.
Dolores, you see Echinacea cry silently. You see them keep
What's
the
wrong?
sound at bay. Nothing's wrong. I just missed someone.
Why are you
pull out
crying?
I'm not. Damn it. I'm not crying.
I miss you too.
Can I have one?
Yes, Dolores, here you go. I miss you so
Lovely.
much, Lucian.
Well, with this ship, hopefully we can see each other sooner than later.
Could I desperately want to see you tonight, but it occurs to me that I think. Would you like to see Kaylin?
I think that would be lovely.
Tonight, then.
Tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Why are you thanking me?
They fumble out
hangs
of
up.
the conversation. Yep. Okay. So you guys got the money. Chorus, just
Chorus.
thank you very much. I'll take the humble abode whenever you have it.
I'll be back later.
All right.
Alec.
Perfect. Yeah.
I'd like to think as soon as Lucian gets off of the sending stone, turns back and goes, Christoph, tell the peasants we're raising their taxes.
No.
Tell the
He would never.
we're tariffing Alden Gate.
Oh my god.
Hey, he's got to pay for a ship.
Oh my god. Christoph, we're raising the people's taxes. Oh god. No. He's got money saved up. All right. And I'll say, as you guys kind of make your way out, you see Whistle. Unless there was anything else you guys wanted to do within the thing. But if there is, we're gonna hop over to Zio.
Yeah, hop over. Echinacea is going to Warren and
Okay,
Ellis.
that
but
makes sense.
That'll be
That makes sense. Okay. Zio, you and what's his nuts? Isandro are sorry. The name just didn't come to me. Sorry. You and what's his nuts?
What's nuts?
You're sitting and having a lunch with Helitis, and I imagine you've just kind of gone through and given the events of what happened in
Died
Westgate.
and
Yeah,
everything.
guide, that whole thing, and Isandro just, oh, I'm glad you're safe.
Yeah. I was going to be the most safe out of all of them because I
From
kept
what you
myself
said, you were really high up,
so far.
specifically
They
out
were
of
not
range of
gonna-
javelins.
Truly, yes, it was very smart of me.
So
I mean, if any of them would have gone down, I mean, I would have gone back down there and done my best to assist. But I feel like I owe myself a little bit of caution.
Well, you are allowed to play things smart and safely. Usually those things go hand in hand.
Yeah. So, lesson? Their voice breaks a little bit.
Lesson?
Lesson? And Zio has like this moment where they're like trying to think about what they typically would go through. And they feel this sort of like moment of inadequacy in that sense. And then they look over to Helitis, who's also with them, and it just sort of compounds. So, first thing is to get a read on the Omni. I did try earlier today, but maybe I was a little bit distracted. So oftentimes we have to make sure to soothe our minds and kind of allow ourselves to reach out into the network of emotions.
It's the kid at the front of the class who did not prep a slideshow. They're like,
Let me just bullshit my way through this.
I got through high school.
It's just the GIF. Not the GIF, the meme. Oh! It's just like,
yeah. And Zio, how do you in this moment try to access that network? The
So I think
peasants
Zio-
were raising their taxes. Thank you for clipping that.
I think Zio. First thing, we're at the Wallflower. I think we were. I'm assuming like these are like outside tables and everything.
Yeah.
Without any kind of warning, Zio gets up, chair screeching as they do so, and they walk towards to the center of the. They walk to the center of this. I'm assuming is a busy area, kind of a standard street for somewhere like Ulkes, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And as they do, there's all of these sounds and noises and people. And there is that sense, sort of like that worry that, is this the right thing? What am I supposed to be doing? But they use that, the din, the noise, the white noise of the city around them, and they use that as a challenge to try and tap into the wind and into the bits of nature, the threads of nature that still exist in this place. Unlike their time in Norfolk, when they seemed so scared of what industrialization could do to nature, here there's still that, but there's this understanding of this cycle, of this balance, that it's never too far as long as we respect that balance. And so, using it as a challenge, they allow themselves to tap into that. And their voice is not really a whisper, because they want to project well enough for Isandro to hear. When we feel the farthest away from what we know, what we are comfortable in, we have to allow ourselves to be pulled back into the memory of what brings us comfort, what allows us to balance ourselves, to the emotions that heighten or lower with time. You have to be an anchor, not because you sink, but because you should allow the Amanate to use you, to reach out to you for that safety. When they are led astray, you give them that safety. You provide them a stillness for them to reach out to.
Zio, I would like you to give me a nature check with advantage, please. I love when a roll is followed by a
19 plus 5, so 24.
24.
Yeah.
Zio, there have been times since you started spirit calling where the Amane have not come first, right? There have been pursuits of, I want to reach my goals, I want to feel strong, and in this lesson, you've imparted the most important aspect of a spirit caller: selflessness. The first thing that was uttered when mentioning the Amane was inviting them in and fostering a space for that protection, leading them to their destination and ensuring their safety. Your vision doesn't go dark, it doesn't shift, but it is expanded as around you, you see trails of Amane. Wind Amane shifting throughout the city, stone Amane picking up from their path and rolling down the street, stopping at memorials and making sure that people are remembered. Flame Amane dancing from lantern to lantern, keeping things alight. The world that you've been working to step into has been there the whole time. And you've hit it. Balance is more about self-balance. Balancing want, balancing emotion, balancing perspective, and being at peace with oneself in order to move forward. And Zio, you have gained your next level of your Spirit Caller transformation class. And that is where we're gonna take our first break, folks. Nicely done.
Woo!
Let's go! Let's go! All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. We will be back in about 10 minutes. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Where's my break screen? There it is. Bye.
One fateful day, the fairy Lazuli fell through a rift between the Feywild and the material plane of Aosha. The amnesiac child was adopted by the reclusive silver dragon Ishor, eventually being gifted a dragon mark and becoming his scout. Over the course of a decade, Lazuli's prowess on scouting missions has helped Ishor grow his hoard of magical items and historical relics. Lazuli's life would change forever during one such scouting mission when she found herself facing 5 opponents to obtain a primordial current orb. Another, Zio, won the race, consuming the orb just before the Magus Arcana members arrived to take the assembled orb seekers into custody. However, they never reached the Arcanum. Rescued from custody by Sur and Echinacea, the group, now known as the Fated, took shape. Charged by Ishor with the investigation of the Preservium, a corrupt guild trafficking in items of power, Lazuli traveled into Driften with the Fated. There, Lazuli encountered the River King Uramil, Fey King of the Summer Court. Uramil revealed knowledge of Lazuli's parents, Lapis and Aura Isledale, as well as Lazuli's miraculous conception via Feywild Wellspring. During this time, Lazuli found herself smitten with Sur's distant relation, Captain Richter Oliphant, a valiant hero who saved those unlawfully imprisoned by the Arcanum. It would only be later revealed that Lazuli's father, Lapis, was among those saved by Richter from the Arcanum's clutches. Finding her insecurities preyed upon by the death hag Viola during this time, Lazuli was convinced to make a pact. Lazuli would be given powers provided she continued to develop her bargain. Otherwise, she would suffer the notice of the Evil Eye. Only now is Lazuli realizing that this refers to the evil god of the unallied pantheon, Ruin's Eye. Things came to a head at the Preservium's Gala of Innovation. Lazuli learned that the Preservium leader, Gale Umbridge, was formerly Ishor's scout, and that the dragon mark gifted to Lazuli by Ishor was originally meant for Gale. Worse, Ishor founded the Preservium. Lazuli also met Nivian's former employer, Dr. Satosh of the Sunwall Academy, who gifted her a vial of the death hag Viola's ichor. Much came to pass at the gala. Lazuli and Richter shared their first kiss. Lazuli adopted Echinacea as her sibling, and perhaps most notably, Lazuli caught her first glimpse of her father during the exhibition. The next day, Lazuli reunited with Lapis, who now travels with the Fated. On the path to reuniting with her mother, Aura, Lazuli found herself in the midst of a combat that felt too great to surmount. In that moment, she made a choice to deepen her pact with the death hag Viola. Drinking the ichor gifted to her by Dr. Satosh, Lazuli became a warlock. The deepening of this pact revealed a terrible truth. The death hag who holds her pact is none other than Elizabeth Whitmore, beloved of Sur, and twin of the Fated's ally, Lucian Whitmore. Through the trials of reuniting with her mother, navigating the pains of joining 2 families into one, learning that Ishor faces a draconic tribunal for crimes against 5 dragon eggs, resurrecting Echinacea and Whistle, transforming into a witch of the Ith, Lazuli has refused to kill, knowing that death will feed her pact keeper, Elizabeth. We find Lazuli delving into the Saiva home catacombs. There, she meets Inara, the Ruin's Eye devotee who took Lazuli's family from her. Defying Inara's attempts at corrupting her, Lazuli resisted taking a sliver of divinity for her own and left Inara alive. Lazuli herself was not so lucky, dying by Lord Tarvish's hand during combat with Whistle's former captain, Isradon. In death, she was confronted by Elizabeth's rage at not being fed. Now, after being brought back by Echinacea, Lazuli finds herself feeling above the state of death. Elizabeth awaits on the horizon, a threat to outwit. A fairy's work is never done.
Born in the Scorched Isles, Zio Marino grew up in the comfort of a loving family, only tangentially understanding the meaning of conflict. As with most young folks of the Scorched Isles, When they came of age, they traveled to the mainland of Tolesh, seeking purpose and knowledge to return to the Isles with. It was there that Zio joined forces with the Bright Fury Guild. Not long after, a mysterious voice spoke to Zio, and believing this to be his purpose, a pact was struck with the entity Isterus. Isterus sought a primordial orb, a rare object tied to the primordial current, a source of power which harnesses the sea of raw materials swirling in the plane of the elemental chaos. Zio found the orb first, beating several others, including Lazuli and Nivian, in their own pursuits of the artifact. Finding the first orb was only the beginning, tying his path to the companions they now call family, the Fated. In their travels, they have come to learn more of Isterus, a Famar Earth primordial, as well as the Union of the Tranquil. As creators of the primordial current, a centuries-long battle wages against the factions of the natural order: earth, wind, fire, and water. Isterus' dark influence and manipulations were revealed to Zio through the wisdom of Halides, the Vacron Air primordial member of the Tranquil. Seeking out more primordial current orbs, Zio found themselves contending against Wit and Alma, the avatars of Coletra and Glacia respectively, the Union of the Tranquil's fire and water contingents. These chosen warriors who seek to destroy the primordial current believe that no one should harness its power. Halides believes the current should not be destroyed, but rather shared with the world. Zio aims to understand the primordial current. It is during these times that Zio learns Isterus' goal of vengeance against Sunwall, wanting the current for himself. Zio severed his warlock pact with Isterus, unwilling to follow the morals of an entity that seeks retribution and destruction. After the severing of this pact, Zio, in their weakened state, fell victim to necrotic energies that, without the strength provided by Isterus, killed them outright. Thankfully, Zio was revived by the party's healer Echinacea. Despite this setback, Zio has managed to obtain 2 more primordial current orbs from under the noses of Wit and Alma. Following Zio's death and resurrection, Halides awakens Zio's primordial soul powers, revealing them to be a descendant of Vacron heritage and a sorcerer by birthright. After learning that his body could only absorb a set number of orbs before absorbing him into the primordial current, Zio grappled with their desire to continue collecting this power. In order to convince Coletra and Glacia not to destroy the current, they initially believed they would need every boon they could get. However, over the course of a conversation with Ishror, a silver dragon and Lazuli's adoptive father, Zio found themselves rejecting their impulse to consume any more primordial current orbs. Upon meeting the spirit caller Isandro, Zio found himself drawn to the practice of communing with the Amine spirits of Ayosha, and drawn to the practitioner himself. Throughout their travels, Zio has begun to train as a spirit caller in their own right, navigating an uneasy alliance with Wit, a deepening of animosity with Alma, and a newfound connection to the natural world. Zio travels the corners of Tolesh with his fated companions, seeking an understanding of the current, its place in the balance, and any thread that will allow him to heal the pain the primordial current has caused.
Didn't see you. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Known Realms. My favorite thing is when David just mean mugs the camera. He's like, why are you watching me, dude? So, yes, we left off with Zio taking their second level in their Spirit Color transformation class. Well done.
Very cool.
Very cool, very cool, very cool. I think, okay. Did you have any other questions to ask, like Helitis, or did we want to do that with the whole group around? I just want to make sure I'm kind of honoring the intentions here.
Yeah. I think as they come back from this moment. Oh my god, someone's doing laundry in my house.
You're fine.
As they come back from this moment, where there's this vision of how different the world looks. It's almost like looking into like the astral plane, but not really, right? It's kind of like is it just having this visual of like
it's just
things that are there but are not there?
Your view is expanded. You can see them a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
The Amine, that is. Like you having that sort of complete understanding of what they do, and like more importantly what you do for them. You've been more opened up to their
got it,
their existence. And like,
this is gonna sound very silly, so it's like seeing that Pokemon exist in the world.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's having like the veil that's kind of been in front of you. Like you've had to be very intentional about seeking out Amine, right? You've had to be very intentional about like putting in time and intention to find them. Now you're able to see them a lot more freely. You're able to see them a lot more consistently. You're able to just look, yes, there are Amine here. Like just kind of confirming the thoughts and the things that have been told to you.
Yeah. Okay. When they turn back to Isandro and Helitis, do they see anything different on Helitis?
Oh my god. Helitis almost looks akin to a god. Wind Amine are just sort of sprouting off of him, almost like they're coming from him. He is, it's not like he is made of them, but they absolutely come from him. He is from the elemental plane of air. He is like an ancient primordial being. While he is not deific in any means, the look alone, these Wind Amine flutter to him because he feels like home to them. In a similar
it's like a
way,
nexus point.
Yeah, almost something akin to that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Zio just very wide-eyed. Do you feel them?
All of the time. Yes.
Just like watching as like the different Amines are gonna just flying around and existing, and then looks over to Isandro. So this is what you see then, just all the time.
That is what we see all of the time.
I think I understand the weight of responsibility now that you've been carrying.
It is good not to share that responsibility alone, or to shoulder that responsibility alone.
Part of me wishes that I would have understood sooner. I think I would have provided you more grace. But I know the journey is what That's what matters. The lesson. Learning it for myself.
Journey before destination, Zio.
Yeah.
And the important thing is that you learned the lesson. And you do understand it now. Bridge 4! I couldn't be more proud of you.
I couldn't have asked for a better teacher.
Thank you.
Kinda helps that I'm sleeping with him, too.
Helitis is like, we should go. Helitis
and Zio grabs Helitis' hand and said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make it uncomfortable.
It is all right. We have business to attend to.
I do want to... There are some things that I found out about today. Yesterday.
Yesterday,
My God,
day before.
Yeah, there's some things that I found out yesterday regarding the Tranquil and Kata. And hopefully we can talk about it with the group.
I would love that.
I know before I've made the assumption that you were hiding things from me. I don't want to make that assumption again. There are just some things that I learned that I would think you would have memory of, or maybe you don't.
My memory is vast. I have lived for thousands upon thousands of years. Just know that I hold nothing from you intentionally. I look at things very granularly. When I am asked a question, I answer the question that is asked. It is hard for me to extrapolate and to tie in events from hundreds of thousands of years.
What was your opinion of Vendrick?
You see, he gets very stern. I think that man was a tyrant. And I think if he could not control the beautiful things in this world, they should not have existed. Have you read of the Shapers?
Yes.
He wished to control their magic. To use it for the Empire's gain. And when they did not allow it, Vendrick could not let that stand.
Was your work... We'll leave the conversation when the rest is together. I want to make sure that all sides are heard.
That is very kind of you, and I think it's wise to have everyone around for that information, but I do think that Istrus may have learned a couple lessons from Vendrick and took them to heart.
I'll tell you this before we speak with everyone else, because I've already mentioned it to them. Based on what we've gathered, and hopefully with maybe some clarity you can provide, I'm thinking we should try reaching out to Isterus. Not like last time.
I am being made aware of that now. So it's not like
Yeah.
last time at all. I trust you to make the decisions that you think are right for you. I appreciate being given a heads up.
It shouldn't just be just for me. This is for you just as much as it is for Isterus as well. If Alma is planning whatever it is that she's planning, and Wit is right, then you are both in danger.
He does nod. I think you're right. Well, yes, we should discuss the rest with the group. Thank you for telling me.
Thank you for being back. And like Zio, who's been holding his hand this entire time, kind of wraps their arm around Kalidus's arm.
He kind of wraps his arm around you and just pulls you in as you, Halidus and Isandro, begin to walk back to probably, where are you headed? That's a good question. You know everybody's
I think
at the port or at least headed to the docks, but you also...
I think back to Rook's Rest.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I think they're going to take their time. I think with knowing that people are still doing stuff, I think Zio, as they walk, they take that opportunity to also kind of talk to Amine and interact with them and everything.
I love that. Perfect. Okay. You make your way to Rook's Rest, and we'll pick up with Whistle, who is making... that guy who's making his way to the docks. You're sort of walking, and you feel this entity sort of shift around you as Nikolai just walks. I want to go to bed.
It's only the middle of the afternoon. What are you talking about, old man?
I'm tired. You wore me down.
Well, I'm sure when we restore your body, you'll be a little more practiced by that point.
I surely hope so. Do you think this seamstress is an agent of the Blade Brother?
I don't want to make assumptions without more information. But it's something. And
kind of just looks Nikolai up and down, just taking in the fact that his physical form, or that he has some semblance of a form.
It'll be, we can't afford not to turn every stone and run down every lead.
I completely understand. And you take in Nikolai's form, and you do see those 3 remaining briar rings on his left hand. That grim reminder that the Blade Brothers' presence still looms over both Nikolai and yourself. Well, I think it's a good sign, at least, that this Aletha knows Muse. Would be a good way to just get some more information.
It's reassuring, yes.
Oh, I'm excited to see the ship.
Well, it hasn't been that long. How much progress could they really have made?
I don't know. You wouldn't believe it. I will say, you enter the docks and you do see Yura, who you met the other day. Just sort of, they're inside.
Nods. Goes on in and sees the ship.
Holy shit.
Yeah. You Echinacea and Dolores, you see You probably hear the oh shit before you see Whistle. Oh shit. And then Nikolai, oh shit.
Echinacea turns around. There are little tear streaks on their face. They're eating chocolate. Dolores is eating chocolate, and they offer chocolate out to both Whistle and Nikolai.
Whistle was initially concerned and is now confused. Looks at the chocolate, takes the chocolate.
Nikolai takes the chocolate, puts it in his mouth. It clatters to the ground.
Damn it.
Shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to sully your chocolate.
No. Now we know it was a test. There you go, 5-second roll. Lucian sends his regards and also a lot of money. And they need the humble abode right away. Echinacea full and living in their feelings.
Scarfing down this fucking chocolate.
Yeah.
No, they can do it.
Yes. For double the original sum.
That is quite a feat of magic, I suppose. Does that seem fairly priced to you?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not an engineer.
Well, it's not our money.
That's great.
I'm just slaying.
Hard cut to Lucian. We do have to raise their taxes, Crystal.
No.
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
I just finished the budget.
No!
We have to raise the taxes.
We have to raise their taxes.
I'll find another way.
Oh, God.
No, Dolores.
I think Lazuli would just usually pull out the gun slowly, and Dolores just pulls out her fist.
Her fucking-
It's just like,
I can punch it. Oh, you guys need cash?
got it. Anyway.
The chorus is just, Whistle, hello, good to see you. Progress is being made, and your friends have told me of the magical alterations you'd like to make.
Yes, thank you for being willing to accommodate it.
Of course.
And this is quite some progress. Very impressive work.
The crews have been working hard, and as I told Echinacea and Dolores, since Warren and Alice are feeling far more lively, they've opted to help.
Looks like Echinacea.
They're up and about. That's good.
Yes, it's very impressive. And I want to update them as to the plans we sort of made last night with Auric and River and Pam. Dolores, are you interested in asking Ellis questions about his experience with your shared symptoms?
Well, I'm afraid my symptoms aren't very shared, but the cause does seem to be similar. Yeah, I'll talk to him.
As we're making our way over towards them, Whistle's going to pull in Dolores and Echinacea and just say, and just lower his voice.
Speaking about plans for tonight, I ran into another possible lead on a Blade Brother agent.
Oh,
The dwarven maiden named Elitha agreed to meet at Ironclad tonight, so hopefully that won't interfere with your plans.
no, Whistle, that's perfect. That guy, Hugh, that I told you about, he was wearing a one of those symbols that Muse gave us. So I invited him to the Ironclad tonight to verify with Muse that he's actually a friend.
Same with Elitha. That's perfect.
Great minds.
And Muse has quite an impressive network, doesn't he?
Yes. Yes. It's starting to feel a little hopeful.
We look for Ellis and
Warren and Ellis.
Warren, not
you-
Wade.
You easily find them.
Wade.
Wade.
Wait.
You easily find Warren is currently refining some of the plating, so he's just kind of hammering on. He looks, oh, hi, hey, it's good to see you all. How are we? Good day? Dolores, Echinacea, Whistle, how are we? Sort of hammering away.
Doing well, your little brother.
Oh, he's over there. And you kind of peer over to see Ellis is he's actually tinkering on and giving some pieces of the Aether Conflux up to the artificers. He seems to be a bit of a mechanic himself.
That's good to know. That's good to know.
He's, it's good to see him up and about.
Damn right it is. He's as good as new. Whatever it is y'all did, and I still can't thank you enough. I mean, that's half the reason I reached out to Chorus and asked if I could help on this. I know we feel, kind of looks at you, Echinacea, some kind of way about the term indebted, but I still wanted to help out as best I could.
It's very sweet of you. Echinacea kind of looks to Dolores after their conversation about debt. Well...
It's a culture thing.
This is a whole thing. So, we were approached last night by your Hexer friends, Auric, River, and Pam.
Oh, those old dogs. How are they?
They're very nice. They gave us whiskey.
Oh, that's nice.
I did enlist them to help us trek into the Jerkamishan Wilds at a later date to be determined. Whereupon we can return your guest to the Shadowfell.
Amazing. That sounds great. It's real kind of them for one to help. They agreed?
Yes.
Yeah, you can just see like the shoulders drop on Warren a little bit as, saving both his brother and his guest is quickly becoming a responsibility that he's not shouldering all on his own. And that weight being lifted and being shared is visible. It's easy to see that there's relief to be felt there. Well, I'm going to have to get them some whiskey or something like it.
I think they miss you. Echinacea also looks down at Aedwulf and Claire to see if they're interacting.
They're two shadows like across the room and just be like, I know it feels weird walking with someone else's feet. It's still something I'm not used to yet. And like, I don't know much about how I was, but I had much longer legs and bigger feet than Echinacea, so I feel like I'm going to stumble every time. It's like walking on twigs. No offense, Echinacea. I just, I know I had longer legs. And
I'm glad you're bonding.
And then you just see Claire just... Mine were shorter. So, I don't know. Warren feels like a bumbling oaf a lot of the time. And you just see Warren. Well, she is right.
You're taking this a lot better than me. Okay. I can be nice. They will shut up about it.
Airwolf is like, I won't bring it up again.
No, it's fine.
Okay. But yes, the two Corbrae are just kind of shooting the breeze and commiserating about their shared experience. I think it's very clear that, it's a unique one to be the Corbrae being hosted by another person, right? So there's a lot of shared experience there, yeah. And it's nice to meet someone in the same position as you.
Echinacea has a realization, like a thunderbolt. And in the Mind Palace, we'll say to Aidwolf, keep talking and bonding, but when it makes sense to, could you ask Claire if she's felt any corpore? Any Mind Guard corpore in the area?
I got it. I can do that.
Wouldn't it be great if, I don't know, my memories were floating around in a place where I already have some memories? Wouldn't that be neat? Wouldn't that be great?
Wouldn't that just
It
make
might
sense?
not be. I should stop getting excited. Okay, I'm gonna...
You feel a shadow comes from your back and just rubs your shoulder. This is a lead for us, too. We deserve to pursue it.
Yeah.
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 Okay. But yes, noted. Airwolf talking to Claire, and Warren just looks. You want me to go grab Ellis? I can grab him if you like.
If he's not indisposed, Echinacea, you can, I think, at least Whistle by now can tell when Echinacea is having a conversation with Aidwolf in the Mind Palace, given that their Mind Palaces are like attached and we've been around each other for a while. So you see Echinacea snap out of it.
Just
Yeah. I think before Echinacea snaps out of it, Whistle will just tell, just kind of seeing and say,
if you don't mind.
Hey, Ellis, come here. I'm fucking bit. He sees you guys. Yeah, all right. 1 second. Runs. You see he kind of tightens a brace on his leg and sort of limps over, but like excitedly. Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. Did you injure your leg?
It's just been giving me some trouble since I woke up. I think it's just taking a minute to wake up. I'm okay. I'm all right. I've had worse.
May I help or try to?
Yeah, if you want to take a look, I'm not going to tell you no, Doc.
Okay. While I do that, Echinacea looks at Dolores. Maybe. Echinacea is like, it's that thing of like, somebody has business. And I don't know how to, like, Echinacea is like meddling and wanting to listen, and it's that like very awkward thing of like, what if you had a conversation in front of me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, Ellis, can you tell us again about what happened the night of the planar bleed, if you can?
Yeah, we were on a ship doing construction, and well, out of nowhere there's a silvery light, and it just bursts out and ravaged the ship, and these creatures came out of it. They looked frantic as all hells, and I took the brunt of it. It blasted right into my chest and, well, knocked me still. That's all I remember, is that light, the creatures, and everybody freaking out. And then I remember I told you guys about the hearing the people, the mechanism which you call the ragworm machine. I remember that, but that's about it.
So you don't remember anything from the time of the rift to whenever you were woken up?
Kind of looks at Warren. Give me an insight check here, everybody.
I should do mine at disadvantage because I think Echinacea is also making a genuine medicine check.
Yeah, absolutely.
In fact, if you want to use my passive.
Yeah, what's your passive?
Yeah, that's a great question. 14.
Okay.
I used an inspiration to get a 17.
17. Okay.
Uh-huh.
6.
Okay. So yeah, Echinacea, you don't catch it just because you are kind of you're a doctor. You're doing your doctorly duty. Whistle, you're kind of. What are you doing? You're just kind of gauging the questions that are being asked, or.
Yeah, I think Whistle is absent-mindedly listening.
Yeah.
He's probably just paranoidly looking around for any sort of like a
next
threat. Blade brother, yeah. He's just, yeah.
Okay. I will say you do see some automata working on your ship, actually, just helping the artificers. Yeah, makes sense.
So his insight's terrible right now.
But Dolores, you get the impression as Ellis looks at his brother that maybe he hasn't been completely forthright with the whole of his experience, hiding some details or kind of quickly brushing over them in order to maybe make it not look so bad.
Okay.
Because it's clear that Ellis, there is more, but he looks at Warren and doesn't say. That's it.
What's Warren doing right now? This is action?
Right now, he's working again. He's just kind of listening and he's kind of laughing more at the Corbray having a conversation and just kind of chirping at them a bit as he's working. So he's not fully paying attention here.
I almost want to look down at what Echinacea is doing and say, Echinacea, don't you think this needs water, or aren't you short on bandages or something? Trying to have Echinacea corroborate. Don't you think Warren needs to go and help us fetch some?
You see the initial on their face, neurodivergent,
huh?
True. But just the no. But then they don't say it because they are looking confused, and they realize that Dolores has no idea about any of their medical kit. So clearly, this is not about their medical kit. And you watch that process happen too. Oh, it does. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
Do you think Warren could fetch it? I know our hands are tied.
Yes, Warren. I'm so sorry to bother you,
no,
but you're so strong.
Yes, I am.
You
so strong.
Yeah, I am.
and you're tall. And I noticed that
this is true.
Yes, and the med kit is on top of a shelf, and I'm too short.
I can
over
do
there.
that. Oh yeah, I could do that. 1 second. Hey.
I'll get it.
Oh, all right. Well, here, I'll help you out. Don't worry about it.
I had a terrible insight. I don't know something.
That's true. And Warren is just I'll give you a hand. Come on, let's go. I'll show you where it is. Adewolf peels off. I'm going to do the thing.
My shadow. You watch Echinacea's shadow leave them. It's a very strange.
And then Echinacea, also give me a medicine check as well.
Yeah.
Just to have that.
Medicine.
Medicine.
25.
25. I will say there's no. It's almost akin to the lake just hasn't been used. There's
it's atrophied.
Yeah, there's a bit of atrophy there, and it just there's no wound per se. It's just it's gonna take some time.
Understanding that Dolores has time sensitive things to say, they just internally make a list of a bunch of exercises they're going to give him later.
Cool. I love that. All right. Ellis kind of looks and just looks back.
Dolores lights a cigarette, pulls one out, just makes herself comfortable. Is trying not to hone in too much on Ellis off the start. What are you hiding? And not in an assaulting way.
Doesn't want to jump into him too hard. What the fuck are you hiding, kid?
Okay, but gives him a breath. Just takes a breath.
Hey, I don't want to wig this kid out. Tell me your secrets.
Yeah, but she says it in a way of
you.
I know that you're diminishing things. What's going on?
Give me a persuasion check.
Can Echinacea assist?
Nat 20, baby.
Oh, never
27.
mind.
I was gonna say no. You're busy making a list in your head.
Damn it. That's true.
Okay. Nat 20. It's just kind of Ellis looks at you and can see the earnestness in your question, and I think that's the thing that disarms him here. I was awake through it. The whole time that my body was just locked. I heard everything. I felt everything. I knew the world was passing me by, and it was in slow motion. It felt like I was in hell. I couldn't say anything. I couldn't ask for help. All I could do was sit there, hope and pray that someone will get me out of there. And I don't want Warren to know, because he's going to make it his fault. It doesn't help me. It doesn't help him. It doesn't help anybody.
That kind of experience causes damage that can't just be healed with medicine.
No, I'm afraid that if I close my eyes, I won't be able to open them again. That if I take a deep enough breath, it'll catch. And I won't feel the release of an exhale in a week. Everything feels so fast. And at that moment, like everything happening around you, the construction, everybody talking, everybody moving, all of like everything at what is a relatively normal pace is like times 5 speed for Warren or for Ellis right now. So I'm just taking my time to acclimate back to it. And Warren worries so damn much. So goddamn much. And I love him for it. He's my brother. But it's not gonna serve him to know. At least not right now. Because this is fresh for the both of us. And I hate keeping shit from him. But he doesn't have any more of himself to give.
I hear you. Don't tell him.
Thank you.
Have you noticed any other effects from being struck by the bleed?
I'm a bit more magically inclined than I was.
How so?
I used to just be a mechanic.
Right.
Now I can do a little bit more. But if I do that, there's a chance that, well, maybe something, poof.
Some poof. Do you mean the different magical effects?
Yeah. Yeah.
So are you avoiding it on purpose?
Very much so.
When was the first time you noticed it?
Last night?
Really?
Well, yeah, you guys woke me up yesterday.
Yeah.
It hasn't been long.
It's been a long day.
All right. Yeah.
I was working on a project that started when I was done, and I felt this call to just inject something more into it, and I don't know, it came naturally to me. And then, well, I fucked up some of the circuitry, and these plants grew from beneath my feet, locked me to the ground. I couldn't move for like a minute. Then it fucked off, went away. Then I tried again, and then I fucked up the rigging. I could then fly. For, again, a minute. I fell.
Oh, Alice.
It's all right.
Alice, I think we suffer from the same affliction.
The magic sticks with us, huh? Those places, what they do, they stick with us. It makes sense. Well, I mean...
Notice something, though. I don't know if it'll be the solution for you. But music has I think, been helping. So if you can find some kind of rhythm or path for the chaos to travel, I think you can harness it.
She's kind of not. Well, he just kind of nods. You know, you can keep going.
That's at least what I've noticed for myself. But so I haven't been able to manage to keep from triggering it. But
well, I can't carry a tune from here to there. He points like half an inch in front of him. But I'll give it a shot.
Whatever you find that helps you bring order to the chaos. What do you do to slow down? Even before all this.
He goes, well, that's the thing. I'm trying not to do that right now.
Oh, I see.
I used to swim.
She tenses up at that and is like, yeah.
Yeah, swimming. But
that sounds.
But if I find anything, I'll let you know. I'd say at this point, Whistle and Warren make their way back.
Okay.
They'd get.
Who found it?
Thank you. Thank you so much. Echinacea. I knew it would be. Echinacea is going to as stealthily as possible, slip a folded up piece of paper into the first aid kit and then pull it out as if it had been in there, and then it's going to require a roll they probably aren't capable of to pull off. They're going to minor illusion exercises on it and be like, oh, these come standard issue.
Yeah, give me.
These.
Unfortunately, it's not one but two. Give me a sleight of hand and an Arcana check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I say
16 sleight of hand.
Okay,
that's good for Echinacea.
I'll say that works. Yeah.
Arcana.
I'm not
15?
worried about your Arcana roll. Plus 11, 26.
Yeah, plus 9. 15 total.
Okay. You just man. There's a couple iffy instances, but
what's Whistle's passive perception?
Passive perception? 12.
Yeah, you don't see shit.
Yeah.
Dolores knows that Echinacea is bullshitting because
that's the reason they're bullshitting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ellis just. Oh, thank you, Doc. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yes.
I'll be sure to do these.
And I also have heard that folks who might be suffering, they're not talking about his leg, can sometimes heal simply through talking about it in some way, shape, or form. Not necessarily with those we might anticipate, but just someone.
Thank you, Doc.
You're very welcome.
kind of smiles and just chuckles under his breath. He does a little snort. But yeah, once Warren comes back, you do hear Echinacea Aidwolf. Well, it's a good thing we're heading into the Wildlands. This place is actually not far from where you discovered the Belrose. And she feels the presence of more Corbury there.
Echinacea's shadow had detached from them. You watch as it reattaches, and then there's this flood of shadow across their person as they hug Aidwolf tight.
Shadow
Aw.
Echinacea.
Just hugging. We're gonna find more.
Gotta take bets on what I'm gonna remember.
I'm betting money on the wedding.
I want it.
He just squeezes. Right. I think at this point then we have the group. Is the group converging at the
Rook's Rest.
Rook's Rest?
I believe so.
Okay. I say, if everybody's finished here, we will. It is now kind of later into the afternoon. We're looking at probably about 5 o'clock. As everybody, Zio, you, Helitis, and Isandro have been there first. You're sitting and you kind of have this before everybody else, but the energy in the the Rook's Rest is very high. I think the people who ran from the fight in Westgate are here. They're helping prepare dinner for folks. You see everybody is just, it's full community care mode. Everybody is kind of picking up the slack of all of the things that Antigo would do. And he is nowhere to be seen. So you imagine he's still sleeping.
Prior to arriving to the Rook's Rest, and this doesn't need to be role played, just something that with the visual of the Amine, with the better visual of the Amine, as they were walking through Westgate, could Zio have possibly spoken to some of the Amine specifically to have them kind of urge forward a little bit of the reconstruction of the places and that got attacked by the if they have any way to do that?
Just sort of rally and sort of shift some of the things that were destroyed.
Yeah, some kind of like questions and asking like, is there any way that like the certain boards or things? And I don't want to Fantasia this whole thing like dancing brooms kind of situation. Of course, not that, but.
I think it's a good question to ask, and it's a question that Amine aren't asked a lot, right? Like, how can you, of your own volition, sort of manipulate the world around you? How can you? Because they already do it in their own small ways, right? I think, you can absolutely. What kind of Amine do you speak to?
I think, because a lot of the stuff that got hurt was buildings.
So
when the big guys came out and everything. Yeah. Possibly some of the wood Amine, stone Amine. Very much that sort of some that would live within the natural materials to create these structures.
Absolutely. I'd say over the course of the walk, you're able to conversate with a few of each type and just sort of lead them to that section of Westgate for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool.
I like that line of questioning. I'm going to give you an inspiration point for that. I like that a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. But yes, you do see the rest of the party, Echinacea, Whistle, and Dolores make their way into the Rook's Rest.
Hello.
Up.
Immediately looks at Whistle. Did you have fun?
I think Whistle blushes again for the second time today.
Nikolai pops out. I bounced onto crazy style.
I can't
Whoa!
believe
I'm kidding. He doesn't
what
actually
I'm
say that.
hearing.
He doesn't actually say that. He doesn't actually say that. He doesn't actually say that.
And Zio just seeing Whistle blush just says, "That I think that's my answer."
He hit it from the back, as the kids would say.
Back.
How was your afternoon?
Very exciting. And then
Isandro just kind of nods, smiles.
Zio starts pointing to all of the Amine that they can see that no one else can.
Nobody else, unless you
It's like-
focus really hard. You can't. You're like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
It's like, so there's
The rafters.
there's fire Amine over there. They are jumping from sconce to sconce, making sure that they are burning. And up at the rafters, there is these. They look kind of like little birds, but they're sort of like emotional, more like this sort of happy, similar to like the way that Kit was, kind of this like buildup of emotions. There's these little birds up there, like Amine birds, but kind of like that homey feeling of just joy building up because of how tightly knit the community is. And then there's a few over there who seem to be cleaning up the crumbs and eating that. Are they cleaning it or are they eating that? I think a little bit of both. It's just like just going on and on and on.
Claudette, can you see them?
Echinacea will ask their terrariums.
Oh, yes, I can see.
They're going by.
Yes.
Where?
Like it,
Where?
Right there. Pointing, you're like kind of gesturing to the exact same points that Zio is pointing to. Just there and there and there and there and there. Yes. No. Zio is correct.
Oh, with
Just
with having this with Echinacea's flowers, do they take on a different sort of appearance?
they take on that more like Ghibli-esque appearance for you, where you see these small personified like faces,
like calcifer kind of.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, also, your flowers, Claudette, and their names.
They're
Just
a lot of
Lila
names.
and Heather the Hyacinth and Jonathan and Lisbeth
Yeah.
and Rickon and Robbie.
They all have faces now. They're not just
Grabs
flowers.
Claudette's terrarium.
No.
Ah! Wrong.
No.
Wrong. Incorrect.
Whistle's
Yeah.
gonna just lean over to Isandro and go,
So, were you doing lessons or were you smoking something?
Zio taught the lesson. He could not sound more proud. That does not bring you any comfort or any answer to the question you've asked.
Whistle's gonna go get a round of drinks.
You do.
Echinacea's going to follow Whistle,
Just going, Claudette, why can't I see your face?
but they're going to head toward Norm to
It's
settle
right
the tab.
here.
I'm looking.
You're looking at my face, and I'm looking at yours.
Huh.
Ah.
Is
Okay.
Let her go.
did Dolores stay at the table with Zio and the rest of the group?
Yeah.
Because again, like Zio is just very excited about everything. Does with Dolores's their heritage as a fire genasi, similar to the way that they saw the wind Amine surround Halidas, is there anything that kind of stands out to Zio with Dolores?
Yeah, absolutely. I think in the places where flame wisps off of Dolores, you see these like blue purple flames just begin to dance with each other. Dolores is a performer through and through. I think that much has become very clear through the party's time of knowing her. And the flame dance, but the dance is what's interesting. It's slow. It's almost lethargic. It's almost like they're dancing through molasses. There's a weight presence. A weight present.
Dolores, are you tired?
Not more than I usually am. I don't know.
I will be right back.
What
You guys
now?
can continue to talk.
Yeah. You're not entirely alone.
She looks around the table. You're right.
No. I think Zia will try to reach out. Can I?
What are you? What are you
You're
asking?
You're fire.
I suppose. She takes down her hair and shakes it out, which is all flame.
You're not entirely alone. I don't know how it works, but there's parts of fire Amine with you too.
Oh, I see. Are they attracted to me, or is it a part of me?
It's a part of you. But they look tired.
I mean, I suppose I'm not performing or in any sort of like barbaric rage. So maybe they're just relaxed.
I wouldn't call it relaxed, but I also don't want to speak on your behalf. With how you feel. If you say you're not tired, that's okay. And Zio just sort of like leans back and keeps staring at you and at this like slowly dancing fire. Like not wanting to push to make you uncomfortable.
She's just kind of like, well, I can't tell you much more about the things that I can't see about myself. So she just puts her hair back up in a bun. Well, let me know if you notice I'm dancing any differently, and I'll try to take care of my critters.
Maybe it's not physical. Maybe it's something deeper. If you have any weight.
Does debt count?
Could be.
All right.
Okay.
Big yawn. Sorry.
Big yawn.
Big stretch.
Okay. Whistle, you return with drinks. And yeah,
Hands them
Echinacea,
up.
you settle the tab with Norm, who just appreciate it.
I sent them here and then I didn't follow, and I am so sorry that it took me so long.
That is all right. We appreciate it all the same. Thank you very much. All right. So yeah, you guys are all together.
Yeah, once everybody has a drink, Whistle's going to hold the mug forward. And I know he's got these out as celebratory drinks, but they're the cheapest thing on the menu. Because he broke.
Oh,
He broke.
So something he could have maybe like washed dishes for or something.
oh.
But yeah, he'll hold them out and just say,
To Zio. Your first
Just
lesson.
And the unseen arts.
Holitis and Isandro raise a glass. Just you.
And welcome back, Holitis. Clink.
Welcome back, Elitis.
Holitis.
Thank you very much. Happy to be back.
look.
And welcome back, Nikolai.
And welcome.
Yeah,
So-
to Nikolai.
Hops out. Yeah. I'm not going to drink. I'll spill it.
Oh no. Maybe that'll be the next one.
That would be nice.
Yeah, Whistle nods at Echinacea.
Ooh. Speaking of which,
Yeah.
you first.
Good. No, you go.
Oh, I learned something, which has nothing to do with anything, but we might want to keep in mind. Aether cores can be recharged with magic using attaching oneself to what's called an aether conflux. And conversely, if you reverse the polarity of the aether conflux, you can draw spell slots, if you're familiar with Mordred Kane's concept of spell slots, out of an aether core. If that were to become relevant. And then they take a long drink.
Aether core like the one at the Scandalo Castle.
You could do a little.
Like the one being installed into our ship.
You could do a little.
Could you theoretically dispel the magic?
I don't know.
Is an aether core sort of like raw magic then trapped in a container? And you're just untapping it?
Raw aether.
Raw aether.
Which I sort of... Alec, magical theory time.
Yeah.
Aether.
Let's get into the theory.
What about it?
Aether versus, like, the weave.
Mm-hmm. Aether.
Conceptual, yeah.
Aether is the material. Magic is the concept. So the weave is the source. Aether is the residue that is left over at the use of the source.
Okay. So very, a sort of a distinction. It's not raw magic like the weave or the dark weave, or the current. It is the materia, and it may be drawn from different sources. I'm not really certain, but it is the excess from the use of the source of magic, like the weave or the dark weave or the current.
So it's like the crumbs that are left on a plate after you have a very good meal.
Magic crumbs.
Magic crumbs.
But while I don't know about dispelling, I imagine someone like Io or Declan might be more informed. I do know that you can take that resource out of an aether core, which, while not dispelling it, would leave it with less than it had.
Oh, making it less powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. Yes.
So, okay, in theory, what if the reason why Muse lost their connection is because power was pulled out of the aether core? What if that's how some of the other Alloyborn regain?
There's an omni on your head, Lou.
Yeah,
Oh, it's so cute.
This is making me hold still and not be fidgety, and I'm just doing a really good job at
Yeah, so far so good.
wow, ADHD cured.
Solution.
Hyper focus on be sitting still because thing is on my head.
I don't know if that is the case, but I think it could be.
If it was less powerful at the time, if it had less of a control over the directives, as a theory.
Well, it's certainly going to be locked under key or watched.
Yes.
So how do we access it?
Yeah, that's a big TBD. That's a big to be determined.
That's a question for Muse.
And this is all hypothetical. And
Echinaceia's own paranoia is now coming out, and they're like backpedaling because this conversation is allowed rather than in our heads.
Mm-hmm.
And the The real question is, if someone was accessing it in such a way that allowed Muse to break free, who?
Do we know it was for someone that wasn't used?
Well, we know that the Maiden of Blades spoke into Muse's mind at that moment. But that we really just need to commune with her. And by we, I mean me. I need to do that. If I can take an hour to rest here, then I will have the magical capacity to do that.
If the Blade Brother has goons, then certainly the Maiden would have good goons, right?
Agonethetic looks to whistle.
The maiden
think Goon-
gooners, if you will.
The goon haunts you.
The Goonies.
If we are looking to touch base with gods, then perhaps Minry might be able to give us some information about the Aether cores. Or manipulating the Aether cores.
Alec's face during this whole conversation is like hot versus cold.
He's just randomly generating an expression so we don't know what he's thinking.
He's going through his emoji catalog.
God damn it.
Damn.
I will. Okay. We're in very much public. But I will talk to Minry tonight. We're not gonna have a house. We have to get the humble boat to the shipyard.
Y'all can catch mine.
Yeah?
By all means.
Alec
Even
calls
such a
for us.
good house.
all-
Warehouse.
All 15 of us. Sleepover
No.
at Dolores' place.
Dibs
It's
on
a
the
warehouse.
couch.
Yeah.
Oh. Theo.
Yeah.
I ran into somebody today that I'm hoping to meet at the Ironclad tonight.
And Whistle's going to tell you about Elitha, the dwarf, and
Oh.
how someone may know. There's rumors of a rogue, chaotic automata. Was it?
Mm.
Yeah.
So a possible
Okay.
another agent.
Possibly. Hopefully.
Man.
So I'm curious. With a rogue automata, this would be do you think it would be different than the Alloyborn?
Oh.
Alec, real quick. The automata are also connected to the Aether core, just like the Alloyborn were, right? Or were they more of like
the
mechanical?
the automata are what are connected to the Aether core.
Okay, but also the Alloyborn. Like Muse is an Alloyborn, right?
Yes. But there's a Venn diagram here, right?
Yeah.
The idea, right, is that every automata is an Alloyborn.
Okay.
There's the
All automatas are
consciousness once
Mhm.
the automata is disconnected from the Aether core. And then there's post-consciousness, which is something like Muse or Guide.
Okay.
Got it.
Got it?
So it's more like an umbrella.
Yeah, yeah.
Alloyborn is an umbrella.
Yeah, it means
Under
like
which
automata
falls-
and Warforged,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yes, right? Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna say I would like to draw out the Venn diagram at some point because I think that would really help my brain.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
So it would be an alloy born. Someone who hasn't broken from the directive, the way that guide and Muse has.
I don't know.
Actually, their behavior sounds erratic.
We had a really good luck with guide, talking to them. Should we prepare for the possibility of it not going as well? If it's one that hasn't broken from the directive or hasn't gained the consciousness yet.
Well, we don't know if that's the... It sounds like they're behaving erratically, which suggests that
They are broken from the
they
directive.
have?
Okay.
Yeah, because if everything was happening as the directive ordained, then the automata would not be acting rashly or out of sequence, right? The thing that drew people to guide is that, well, he's not guiding people anywhere. He's not doing his thing, and he has fled. And
The way...
Well, then let me rephrase the question then. So we know that Muse broke from their directive, but not because of the Blade Brother.
Right, the maiden helps people
Guide.
break away, and the Blade Brother does.
So they're both influencing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. I think Zia's also just like, it's like that woman with like the mathematics. There's automata who are like the lamp, and points over to the lamp. That's been the lamp that serves.
yes,
automata
Norm.
Yeah, Norm. Yeah, Norm. Thank you. There's automata like Norm. So it seems more like the Blade Brother and the Maiden are both kind of directing their focus towards more of the humanoid automata. Alloy born.
We don't know
That's not
anything
the.
about the...
Yeah. You guys don't have any. That's pure extrapulation.
Oh yeah, this is
There's
just
no-
theory. This is
Okay.
it is extrapolation.
Yeah.
It is Zio is just like
Sure.
throwing spaghetti at a wall.
Sure.
I don't know if that's I haven't seen evidence of that, as it seems like Norm is cognizant
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
doing his thing, and Norm is not shaped in a humanoid shape.
Yeah.
Alec, when we first arrived in Ulkes and through the teleportation circle, we had encountered an automata,
Mhm.
and Whistle had sensed some sentience in them.
Mhm.
But is that automata one of the ones that would be considered, classically speaking, unsentient? Like, that one doesn't seem quite like Norm. Norm seems more personable.
Yes, correct. It seems to be one that is under the directive of the Aether Core.
Got it.
It did not express personality. It did not express any sort of sentience. It did what its directive
Yeah.
assigned.
But even though it didn't express
looked
it,
humanoid.
yeah. But even though it didn't express it, Whistle sensed
Correct.
sentience within
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Okay, so Whistle, at this point, as we get to this point in the conversation, will say,
I think all of the automata do possess the potential for sentience, but those connected to the Aether Core have it suppressed. And just real quick, keep in mind, one of the Blade Brothers tinged is Lotavish, who is either
No.
alloy-born at all.
Wait.
So it
Wait.
doesn't-
Wait. He has new legs.
The body.
He has new metal legs that he didn't have. Well, because when yes. Okay.
Whistle cut him in half.
I can
Echinacea stutters over the day that they got murdered by this man.
Hey.
Out of that. So maybe who gave him those metal apparatus?
Forget, possibly.
You had Tarnaka mages on your vessel, Whistle, and they were shipping Tarnakam. Can you sense Tarnakam? Is that something included in your abilities as a Divanthier?
We have above table. Yes, I just don't.
Yeah.
That has
Yeah.
been confirmed.
Yeah.
I couldn't
When Whistle-
remember.
No, that's
Yeah,
fine.
when,
It's been a minute, but yes,
Yeah.
Whistle can sense Tarnakam because there was the scene where Lila worked with it. So it is well within Divanthier capabilities.
Yeah. Whistle will say,
I believe I can, yes.
Did okay.
Did Guide have any Tarnakam-ish about him?
It could be a history check.
Sure.
It wasn't.
Zio looks at. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
No. It's just not something that was looked at. or
Yeah,
looked
during
for
in the
before,
moment, yeah.
Which is fine. This is what history checks are there for, right? Actually, make it with
I mean,
advantage.
we know.
Oh, sweet. Then I will wait to decide if I use a hero point. No, that's going to be a 19 plus 11 for a 30.
So the reason you roll with advantage is because when Tarnakam starts to get mentioned, the new coatings on Dolores's enhancements begin to call out to you because Dolores had assimilated some of the metal of the creations of guides. This then confirming guide was either enhanced or laced with Tarnakam at one point.
Real quick, the moment that we're talking about people being enhanced with like the metal and everything, Zio looks over to Dolores, knowing that they have like the metal enhancements, and then also with the whole view of the fire, the dancing fire, the sluggishness, the molasses kind of vibe to it. Can Alec is gone.
Oh no.
That's okay.
Can I make
That's okay.
it?
The table will decide. We'll vote.
Okay.
What kind of check do you want to make?
I think Zio was gonna try and like see if they could talk to the.
Go ahead. What do you got?
I think Zio was gonna try and see if they could talk
So much for
to
democracy.
specifically to the fire Amine that is part or not. I don't want to say fire Amine because I don't know if it is fire Amine or if it's something that's more.
No, the ones that
inherent to the hair.
you saw. Yeah, they are fire Amine.
They are. So it's not that they're. So I want to make sure because I think Zio's response to Dolores doesn't line up with what you're telling me. This fire Amine, the ones who are part, they're not part of Dolores. They're just sort of more so kind of
In the same way that they are drawn to Holitis, there's innate, nature innate in both of them.
yeah.
That begs the question. I mean, Dolores, with this line of questioning being directed at you, how are you feeling?
Dolores feels a bit like.
Takanamine?
Wait, what?
You dumb bitch.
Chat.
Wait, I have to. I need to know.
Nakamamine.
Fuck. So yeah, Dolores,
I
how are you
mean,
feeling?
she feels confuddled, I suppose.
Mhm.
A bit like my enhancements are from Io after I was hurt desperately in combat. And I just figured that the properties of my body, the heat, naturally meld well with metal. And it was there in the heat of battle today in combat.
Would you mind if I ask your friends?
By all means.
And Zio's gonna focus. They can see them, right? But I think this time Zio's gonna focus a little bit more on this very sluggishly dancing and who seem to be like almost like that molasses movement, and then just say, what's keeping you tired? What's keeping you held? Is there anything I can do to help?
We just feel restricted. Just tired.
Is it new? Like today new?
They just shake their head no. Give me an insight check here.
18.
It becomes you kind of ask these two questions and it begins to become clear that they don't know why they're feeling this way. There is they know it's not necessarily new. They can't really isolate the thing that is causing the lethargy.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously they know it exists, they know it's present, they know they feel it.
Zio comes back from the conversation. Well, they said they feel restrained. I know you don't feel restrained. But I don't think it ties to this particular thing. But I wanted to double check just in case.
Real quick. At this point, Alec, you mentioned that Whistle can sense the Tanakam coming or like residing within Dolores's enhancements.
Mm-hmm.
And that's since picking up Sense Guide. Right? Like that wasn't there. I mean, I don't know if Whistle was necessarily like looking, so it's fine if it was. But Whistle's going to assume it's Sense Guide. He's going to say out loud, so that the whole group is aware too.
You said your enhancements came from Io.
Mm-hmm.
But not all of it. Today, when we fought Guide,
He's going to kind of like hold a hand out towards you and kind of like almost like feeling the Tanakam in the air kind of thing.
I sense something, Dolores. What did you do?
I combined myself, part of my enhancements, with the blade spawn that were scrap. In the heat of the battle, pun intended, of course.
That was a choice. Do you feel normal?
Alec? Am I feeling anything different?
Right now, no. I mean, that's not necessarily true, right? You're exploring this new song within you, right? This conversation with Muse. There are new aspects to your abilities. You feel different, but I mean, there are things that have been ailing you. The wild magic, the headaches, yeah. That's
but nothing different.
No.
Between. I'm about as rad as rain, as far as I'm concerned.
Whistle kind of glance at Echinacea, the doctor in the group. Like,
Yeah. Okay. So, trying to remember what Echinacea knows about Tarnakum sickness.
yeah,
Um,
there's a sickness.
Because I have some info that
but,
I don't think Echinacea has.
Give me a medicine check here.
Okay. I watched the previous campaign. I'm sorry.
Did Lila Alcott tell us about stuff too?
She did.
Wow. I'm gonna use. I rolled a nat 1, so I'm gonna use an
Okay.
inspiration.
Okay. But yeah, I mean,
Not fucking 12
God.
12.
Wait, was it history or insight? That was
history.
I said
the
medicine.
last one. Oh,
I said a medicine check.
Medicine. I'm an
So
idiot. I'm sorry.
do a fresh roll. You're fine.
Oh, 31.
Okay.
I'm good at
damn.
medicine.
There we go.
Tarnakum sickness manifests in a lot of ways, and initially there are a lot of similarities with Dolores. Wild magic surges are common, particularly with hefty Tarnakum usage, but where the separation begins from what Dolores is experiencing to actual Tarnakum sickness is, and I mean, the only way to know is to ask, but you have not seen Dolores consume Tarnakum. You have not seen her physically imbibe on the substance. That is what causes the those ill effects. She's wearing it. It's coating her. It doesn't necessarily have the same impact, especially since where the attachments have been augmented, that's not soaking into her skin. That's not impacting her physical form by any means. And you already have a different source of the wild magic,
I was about to say,
bleed,
like
so-
we know that's been since she hit a rift.
exactly.
Or a bleed.
A bleed. So you don't associate what Dolores is experiencing with Tarnakum sickness.
Okay. Well, okay. So all of us should know now that we don't eat Tarnakum. We don't imbibe Tarnakum. That will lead to Tarnakum sickness, and that will turn you into stuff that you don't want to be.
Yep. And I will say, just for noting, symptoms would be like a sort of like oily glow in the eye, like an oily film. The skin would kind of create these small patches of like flaky metal that would kind of patch off. There would be like a hoarseness, almost like galvanization of the vocal cords that would create this sort of metallic feedback. All of which, I mean, you're not seeing in Dolores.
Mm-hmm. I'm not seeing that in you, Dolores. I would be, and your armaments are attachments. Can I ask how they attach?
Carefully, I suppose. Sorry.
It might be a question for Io, but I think
Yeah. Usually I was pretty... I used to... when those were going on. If not
Dolores.
intentionally so.
I know. I figured
Yeah,
we should get you anesthesia.
I'm sure that there's that too. Definitely good to get.
But I don't think it's that. I don't think you have to worry about that sickness. It doesn't seem like the metal is integrating with your organic form. But we can talk to Io to make sure that that's not the case. And if it seems like that could be the case, then we can work on replacing whatever the augment that may have touched the Tarnakum. But again, we don't know that that's the case.
But what's so bad about this substance? Seemed perfectly fine for...
Well, it's addictive, and it changes people. It starts to merge with people, and it has an influence on how they behave.
And you don't want that you want your body to be your own, I imagine.
Indeed.
That's why it's bad.
Mm.
Seal?
Did we learn anything more about Tarnakim when we did the research?
That was not on anyone's list, so
Yeah.
there's no additional information there.
Oh, I got one thing. Cragwar. Tarnakim was said to help control cragworms, or shapers as we now know them.
Mm-hmm.
So, Helitis, did you ever learn anything about this
Ew.
substance?
I remembered more, by which I mean I checked my notes.
Go ahead.
Tarnakim is a remnant of the Divanthier Empire. It grows naturally now and occurs in nature because of the casting of great spells upon the land, or bits of great combat. There are spaces between Angocourt, Orasir, and Ormas just south of the edge of the mountainscape where there is a great deal of Tarnakim, and Tarnakim is what brought about the end of the Divanthier Empire. They remember the next thing and they're like, So, Lord Vendrick thought he had control over the cragworms, but he didn't. And then the cragworms sundered the Empire, and then the supercontinent, the Soul Continent, became many. So we don't imbibe Tarnakim. The doctor returns.
Yeah.
In my research with Kata's journals, she described the creation of the Tetherium as using them for shields. Specifically, the word shield was used in her writing. However, it seemed that Vendrick had a more offensive idea in mind. I don't know where things went astray, but now I'm wondering if Elitis, did Kata ever research Tarnakim or use Tarnakim?
She never used it. She cautioned the Emperor and his likes to avoid the substance when doing their work. She touted its corrupting factors. Warned
Question.
that...
I'm so sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine. She warned the Emperor and Vendrick, but Vendrick thought he knew more than she in a field he knew nothing about. And when he realized that the Tarnakim could be used to subjugate and ideally pacify the cragworms, his entire mission was mining. It was production and lacing all sorts of weaponry and Empire machinery with Tarnakim.
From the earth. This is a natural...
Alec, the description that you gave about the Tarnakim sickness, of how it manifests, does that sound familiar to the visage of maybe what Istris looked like?
I'm going to give you an inspiration point for that.
Oh no.
Very nice connection, Angie. Yeah.
Istris has Tarnakim sickness.
Istris has been using Tarnakim, yes.
Oh.
And at least he was, during the time of the Empire, he was curious He thought if it was of the natural world, it couldn't harm him.
From the earth.
Well, that's goofy. Poisons of the. Never mind.
Yes, it's idiotic. But he...
Well, it's idiotic, but as an entity of Earth, he probably thought that he could control it somehow.
And we are not gods. Istrus quickly forgot that. But... yes, I remember now. You can see, like, the pieces coming together. That is when... shortly after... he started using the Tolesh to enhance himself. The second lashing occurred. That is when he watched those territories get destroyed.
How is it healed then?
It needs to be removed from the body.
Like a rot.
Yes.
I think Zio takes a moment back and it's like shakes their head and says, back to the Blade Brother and Dolores and all of this. But there's this sort of, like, Zio doesn't want to shift the conversation to this, but there is almost like this watery, and for, especially for Echinacea, who's been there the longest. Is Kalen with us?
Kalen is not, no, he's babysitting Dorlin right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
he's
like,
babysitting.
especially for Echinacea, there is this sort of like watery look in their eye, because from as long as they can remember in their relationship with Istrus and learning about Istrus had talked about, maybe not, and it's been so long, but it's not so much like this whole idea of a rot, of this deeply rooted thing that is just creating like a festering wound.
Yeah.
And Zio again doesn't want to shift the conversation, but there's this moment, this click of one of the most intense conversations they had with Istrus having been about wanting to find a way to heal him. And Zio's just kind of, it's almost like a pressure cooker kind of holding it together, slowly allowing themselves not to just open the lid and just, but like is just going to slowly let that steam
Contain
and that
that for a
pressure
moment.
out. Yeah.
Zio, I think Echinacea also doesn't change the subject or take away from what is happening in this moment, but I think in concert with Aedwolf, you feel a hand, a shadow link with yours, just like below the table, and give it a quick squeeze. And Echinacea looks at you, and they respect Zio saying that they don't want to change the subject, but I think this look just passes between the two. And Echinacea gives this small smile of reassurance. Because despite how painful that revelation is, it's also a discovery, and with that discovery, it's a path forward.
So, we have a lot to tell Muse then. And Dolores, if anything changes, if you feel it do things to you, can you make sure to let us know?
No, I mean, it was a moment of whim, but it seems like bad luck.
I wonder how much it would take to just remove it. It doesn't seem like it's too deeply ingrained at the moment.
The IO can help.
Yeah. Talk to Adam. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. I will say, after you guys have this conversation and this kind of natural silence falls upon the group, you just hear well, good morning. Well, good afternoon, but good morning to all of you. I hear that it's been an eventful day.
The new Natigo.
Good afternoon.
How was your sleep?
I feel like it was too long, but it is what I needed. So thank you.
Zio will push a drink over to Antigo.
I do not imbibe, but thank you.
No, pulls it back.
Well, I owe you all a great deal. You have the wings of Westgate at your back. You need me, all you do is ask.
That by chance include free drinks?
Yes, I suppose it can include free drinks.
I think Westgate needs the economy whistle. Zio's going to pay. Whatever it is, because Zio still has a little bit of money in their pocket.
We're heroes. Free drinks. Antigo's like, we're going to have to raise their taxes.
Good for the economy.
I don't like any of this.
Hey, Norm, raise their taxes.
Hey, Norm, update those tax files. Yes, someone said my name. How can I help?
Do we have your consent to talk into your brain for a little bit?
Are you not doing that now? My brain processes the information, or do you... I understand, yes. He's still wiping sleep from his eyes.
Echinacea will take the 10 minutes. Just everybody talk amongst yourselves. I've got an eggshell, and I've got 2 eggshells from 2 different creatures, and they're going to take the 10 minutes to cast telepathic bond.
Thought lobby.
Thought lobby.
Yeah.
So, we don't want people taking out fear on any automata or warforged.
Neither do I.
And that's what we figured. So we're going to tell you what happened today.
I understand. And I imagine you tell... Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was Well, I'm glad the guide is safe. And Muse was the right person to go to. So, thank you. They really did magic tricks?
It was so cute. And they can do high-level magic, so it was incredibly endearing.
Oh, well, I will have to make my way to the Ironclad and say hello to them.
Ask him to pull a bunny out of a hat.
That I will have to do. Again, thank you. If there is anything I could aid the Fated with, I would be happy to.
Actually, can you keep your ear to the ground about any sort of strange activity in the theater district?
Similar to what we've experienced with our friend Guide?
Perhaps, who knows?
I can keep my ear to the ground, yes.
Thank you.
Where would I send word?
Apparently the docks. Or
Echinacea pulls out a bookmark. You can write to us.
Ah,
Even better.
perfect. He does the little, like, flick it. Wonderful. Puts it in his lapel.
It's got it says Wings of Westgate, but the Westgate are wings, like bat wings, with his
incredible.
silhouette sort of in the center.
Yes. I'm going to have to start making merchandise.
The economy.
I'll do it for free. Just buy my merch. You know, that's not free.
Oh no.
Good. Thank you.
I have a favor to ask.
Yes.
Do you know of any unused soil in just within? I see a lot of buildings that have seen better days. Do any of them have soil, or would it be possible to remove the foundations if you're not currently interested in rebuilding them, but rather maybe creating a magical garden?
There was a magical garden. There was a government building that is no longer being used. It's not being upheld by the city, and it is essentially dirt. That is a good place to start. It's not far from here, maybe 3 blocks to the east.
The real question is, would you actually like a community garden, or am I being invasive?
I think that would be great. We attempt to do one here, and you guys remember seeing the little personal garden that, you know, a lot of people were tending to. We have more people than that garden can sustain. So a larger one with help would be great.
What time is it?
I think at this point, yeah, we're getting a little closer. Just like taking the time for everybody to get there. The conversation that was had, we're probably inching closer to 6 p.m. It's probably like 5:45.
It's maybe a tomorrow task, because I need 8 hours.
Yeah. That's my level magic.
It's not. It's just time consuming.
It isn't.
No.
Well, tomorrow is just as good as today.
Okay. Thank you.
No, don't thank you.
Zio, now that you can see all of the Amine everywhere all at once, would you be inclined to make sure that this garden has the happiest tenders possible?
Oh, yeah.
If I cast a very lengthy version of plant growth, but it's going to be worth it.
Yeah, I'm sure I can talk with them. There's also some that are already rebuilding slowly but surely a little bit of the broken down buildings. I'm sure some assistance is going to be needed. Of course, they can only do so much. But work is being started, and not at the expense of people's time, so that they can enjoy their night tonight.
That's amazing.
Also, Antigo, Zio's going to, from their bag of holding, pull out a sack of gold.
What is that?
Here you go. This is for you. Well, it's for Westgate. And technically, yes, Dolores and Whistle won the death match, but you did kind of take me out. And also, wait, no, stop. And I was going to use this for my sister and her tuition. However, she doesn't want it, and I'm not going to go behind her back. And because you are doing so much for Westgate. I think this is just a small portion of just something to help out.
Antigua just. Thank
Also,
you.
Yes.
There's
Take it as
a lot of
thank
support
you.
being given, and it's just like it's like.
Take it as a thank you for welcoming us into your community, and I hope that in the future you come and visit my community. There's a lot that you've done that has given me a lot to think about.
Good. The best thing you can do for someone is allow them to expand their mind. Thank you. And I would love to see your community. Well,
I'll mark it on a map for you.
perfect. Well, you can all stay for dinner if you like. And I look forward to... Yes.
Is the dinner free?
The dinner is free. Yeah, all right. All right.
Zio just puts down gold. I still have like 800 gold.
That's
I'm like,
insane.
I'm fine using it.
But you guys all sit and eat dinner, and I think we're gonna end our chapter here today. I don't want to get into a big scene with only a half an hour left, so we'll pick up with everybody heading to the Ironclad next week. All right. Does anybody have anything else they want to do to wrap up before we end, or we good?
Not even a scene.
Okay.
Echinacea just wraps their arm around Zio's as they're walking. And then pull him in, then wrap their entire arm around his shoulder, and then like get his head. By the end of the walk, they're like nestled. Like it doesn't look like to be walking in that way.
I think there's when that happens in the silent motion of that happening, it's very obvious to you, Echinacea, that you can feel that Zio is crying. Like their shoulders are sort of like shaking a little bit as they finally kind of like let the pressure of that moment, of that realization hit him.
Oh, sweet boy. It's not too late.
I just hope he understands that.
I have faith in you. I think you'll be able to show him how. You have a way of showing people the light.
Thank you, Echinacea.
Come here. They give Zio space to cry.
Whistle, Dolores, anything from you before we head out?
I got two things that I'd want to mention.
Spit it.
First, Whistle is going to just remind everybody that we have to get the humble abode to the docks.
I imagine we're gonna do that between sessions.
We're going to do that between,
yeah.
And then the second thing is, I think Zio and Echinacea walk off, I'm guessing back towards the humble abode. Whistle is going to offer Dolores,
Do you like flying?
Why does everyone want to get me in the air?
I'm just offering.
What about me? Thank you. Why do you act? What?
I'm gonna take a few minutes to resummon an old friend. Or a new friend. Newish friend.
What does that mean?
Well,
I don't know what you were saying.
well, he flies, so
Oh, motorbike.
Meow.
You know what? I'm going to use that sound effect. Actually, Whistle's
Oh.
going to pull out a little chess piece. It's a little knight chess piece that he got from Lucian a while back, and he's going to take a few minutes and cast Find Greater Steed for Anvil 2.0. Except this time, Anvil 2.0 is not a Simurgh, but is instead a Metal Pegasus.
Wow.
Hell
Yeah, I think
brother.
all of like, it doesn't have skin obviously because it's metal, so all of the what would be like muscles and muscle fibers are all visible, but they're all like metal, and it all kind of still has that very Damascus and Divanthir kind of drip to it.
Oh hell yeah! As
Ooh,
soon
and the feathers are blades.
yeah, as soon as it's summoned, you just hear, "Hello, old friend."
Anvil, you look well. Sorry about the fight.
Do not apologize. I look forward to our next battle.
Might be sooner than you think.
Good.
Dolores, this is Anvil.
Hello, Dolores. I am Anvil.
He like puts out like a giddy hand to like let Anvil sniff.
He does the very regal, like, lifts the front leg, dips the head down, the snoot sort of hits the palm of the hand, and the wings just sort of like flit backward in like a very regal bow. It is good to meet you, my lady.
The pleasure is all mine. You are beautiful, Steed. And she's like fussing here and there. It's like full on anime girl. Like, what?
You
Like-
see...
Anime girl. She's a horse girl.
She's a horse girl.
Yeah. Like, she's doing anime girl fussing about it.
Just
Like,
like, ah,
her eyes.
Yeah.
so pretty.
Anvil is sitting there very stoically, but you can see in the face, and he kind of adjusts his posture. He's preening. He's just, I am a pretty horse. And
Wonderful.
not Echinacea, not Zio. Dolores and Whistle, you guys get on Anvil and fly. Yeah, who you motherfucker. And you return to the humble abode to see Uldiel defending the outside, having not being relieved from her duties. And then as you enter, you see Kaelin, Casimir, and Dorlin loudly arguing about philosophy. And that is where we're going to call our chapter of No Realms to Lush. All right. And scene. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for tuning in. This is a fun one. This is a good one. We got some puzzle pieces together, man. That was some
Yeah, that was
good
impressive.
shit.
Mhm.
Nicely done. All right. Let's
Click,
outro our players, starting with AG.
Hi, everybody. I'm Angie, and I would like to let the people know that I got chills when it was revealed. I was literally, it was like, it was like a bucket of water fell on me, and I'm like, ah! Anyways, that is what 80, 70 episodes worth of the whatever. Anyways, yeah, you can find me at Agonethetic on the internet. You can find me tomorrow over on Just the Humans for our One Piece saga, Return to One Piece sagas. You can find me on February 14th over on Bad House RPG playing Candela Escura, and you can find me again here on Tales Archive on Saturday, not this Saturday, next Saturday, for episode 5 of God Killer Sinner Sacrifice, and then every Sunday here with known realms to Lush playing Zia Marino. Baby boy baby.
Baby boy, baby. Hello, Raiders.
Baby boy.
Welcome in. We're actually just ending stream, but
Hello,
be sure to
Raiders.
hold on. We're going to be
Goodbye,
throwing you to
Raiders.
another TTRPG channel.
Sit
Thank you.
tight for a raid.
Sit tight. Thank you for
Don't
coming
read
in
that,
and hanging
Raiders.
out. All right, Lou.
I'm Lou. I play Dolores.
Ladoris.
Yeah.
Put it on the.
I play Ladoris.
What is the
We have a
tally up
tally.
to now, Lou?
We
Uh,
gotta be on 7,
9.
right?
Oh, double digits is the next one.
Yes.
Yup.
Let's
Okay,
go.
and then you can find me at Luzilia_art on all the. It's Blue Sky, really, and Instagram. That's the only two places that I'm ever really doing the things. And that's all, folks.
Perfect.
GGs.
Thank you. GG's. David.
Hey guys, I'm David. I'm a little blurry at the moment. My pronouns are he, him, and I've been playing Whistle, the Hobgoblin fighter. You can catch me here as Whistle, or in other projects coming up.
Hell yeah, brother.
And you can also catch me over at Stealthy Elf Productions, where I am the GM of several Pathfinder 2nd Edition games, and I play in a Terra Mahia, which is a completely homebrewed game system. So check it out if you're looking for cool stuff in games.
Hell yeah, brother. Thank you so much.
Catch me.
And last but not least, Button.
Hello, I'm Button. My pronouns are they, them. I'm Bluebluebutton on social media. I play Echinacea Belrose, the very stressed doctor. And when I'm not playing them, you can find me on things that will be announced soon on this channel. And when I'm not here, you can find me on Stealthy Elf Productions, where I play Cressida in Unearthed Inheritance, and I play Amanita in New World Rebellion. And check out A Haunting Beloved on Numinous Productions. It's a really beautiful story, and I'm proud of it.
Do it or else. I'll beat the shit out of you. Sorry.
Don't do that.
Hi. Sorry. Hi, everybody. My name is
Oh,
Alec.
no.
My pronouns are he, him. You can find me all places on the internet. Tales Archive. I'm the Archivist here for No One Knows Tolesh. I will be doing other stuff here at Tales Archived. I produce on God Killer's Sinner's Sacrifice. Speaking of producing, you can catch me producing tomorrow on Starcrawl, a Wanderhome mini game, mini campaign titled The Hill We Meet Upon. It's a phenomenal all POC cast. So especially right now during Black History Month, we want to support Black and BIPOC voices. Yeah, so be sure to check that out tomorrow. It'll be running from February 3rd, every Monday from February 3rd to March 10th. Yeah. And then you can find me over at Stealthy Elf Productions and Heroes of Mysteria, Unearthed Inheritance as Finn Reese. He's just a big little guy.
A big little guy.
Listen, he's his stature wise huge. On the inside, he's just 2 apples tall.
And a dragon.
And a dragon, yeah. Yeah. New World Rebellion. Find me down. Guys,
Find them down.
I do declare that you can find me. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We're going to throw you into a raid. We'll see you
Thank you for being here.
next time. Bye.
Goodbye.